Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV 1. Today we have the live coverage of the first round of the playoff bracket between Arctic Foxes and Lowpander. ETF2L Season 27 has been a hard-fought season, and it's coming out with a bang. On the production we have Gemm, and sitting beside me, in a metaphorical sense, is zeFrosty. How are you, zeFrosty?
I'm good. I'm sitting right beside you. We're actually in the same room right now.
Yeah, cuddled up. Yeah.
We're all ready to. We're all cuddled up, just like our head admin Stinson out.
Oh yeah,
Right
Stinson
now,
is watching the
he's-
stream with his
yeah.
girlfriend, so
I know,
shout out to
exciting
Stinson
stuff.
out.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So, getting into this. So, you're saying this is the upper bracket round one. So,
Definitely.
just to quickly explain, do you wanna try and explain, or shall I?
I'll explain. So essentially, what happens? Whoever wins this best of three series will advance to the upper bracket final, and whoever wins that will go on to the final. Whoever loses this fixture will unfortunately finish in fourth. Both these teams, Arctic Foxes and Lowpander. Arctic Foxes obviously coming out of a second place finish last season, so standing in very good stead. However, they do have 2 mercs, so that could offset them just slightly. And Lowpander having an absolutely wonderful season, finishing second seed, I believe. Really, showing everyone their stuff and proving that, especially with the pickups of Crayon and Funds, that they can be a top level team. So I'm expecting a lot big things from this game, zeFrosty.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be quite a good game as well. I think as it stands, it's kind of like the battle of the mercs right now. We've got Shocky standing in for Tiger, I believe, and we've got who else was it? Ali is standing in for Adam Racecar on the side of Arctic Foxes, and then I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure on this one, but I think Vanny might be playing instead of Crayon.
Yeah, it's Vanny instead of Crayon.
Also, Funds has been MIA. Whether or not he's just offline on Steam, I do not know, but apparently he is missing in action. So it might be 2 mercs versus 2 mercs at the moment, which, depending on who they get, might be a bit of a toss-up, to be honest.
So let's talk a little bit about Arctic Foxes first. Obviously, Ali, I feel like fills Adam's shoes very well. I mean, he's vocal, he's a caller, very, very talented demo, very DM heavy, really, really solid player. Can fill that role really nicely, like Adam can, so I don't think that will be too much of a problem. But like with any merc situation, especially in such a weighted game where you're expected to have big results, and if you lose, you're out. So I think having mercs in this situation could offset you quite a little bit. But Adam Rashek not being here is unfortunate. But Ali, definitely someone who you wouldn't want to miss out playing with, and of course Shocky as well, who they played with last season. And he was looking on fire last season, with that German team. Super talented, one of the legends of the game, really dominant scout. Has some issues with commitment, but definitely here to commit today, and shows up for his team once again, backing up his boys.
Definitely, yeah. I think he's one of the players to watch out for as well. I mean, he's got such a sort of knowledge of the game. He's been playing pretty much every single season of ETF2L, so he's been around forever. So, I mean, you might think them losing Adam and Tiger might be a bit of a detriment to them, but honestly, I think they're going to be able to just fill their shoes really easily. I mean, we've seen Tiger put out massive stats. He's always such a DM-heavy player. He's also pretty good at knowing when to take fights, but for him, it's pretty much any time. So he kind of just walks in, gets a bunch of frags, and that's kind of how he plays scout. But I think Shocky, when he's on his game, he can definitely step it up, and I don't know, I don't think it'll be too much of a detriment to them, especially since they've played with him last season. They kind of already know his style, so they'll be able to play pretty well.
I agree. I think familiarity is really the key on the side of Arctic Foxes. I mean, Ali obviously now a teammate of Raptors, so they've had a few scrims. It'll be interesting to see how coordinated him and Raptor are, possibly an insight into how Swift play at I-61, but definitely they'll have some sort of at least fundamental coordination, as well as Shocky being there for the entirety of last season. You know, you don't really need to teach him a whole lot. So familiarity is really there for Arctic Foxes. Their mercs shouldn't slip them up too much. Vanny has merked for Lowpander a little bit. I watched some of their scrims. He seemed fairly in place, I think, but, you know, Crayon they have played with all season, so possibly not as familiar, but Vanny is definitely talented and has played the game for a fairly long time, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays. He has been merking all season, so definitely not rusty by any means. But Lowpander looking good going into this, I have to say. They've had a solid season, second place seed, upsetting some teams, going golden cap 2 times with 7 last week, so... what do you think about that, zeFrosty? What do you think about Lowpander, especially since this season compared to last season?
Yeah, I think they're definitely the ones to watch out, at least. I mean, in this fixture, of the 2 teams, they're my favourite to win this, I think. I mean, they've been scrimming a lot more. I know Arctic Foxes have sort of been taking a little bit of a relaxed approach to the end of the season, to be honest. They've not really been scrimming too much together, especially with Raptor off doing Swift scrims and all that kind of stuff. They maybe not had their full roster around a lot of the time, and I just think that the whole progression of Lowpander, like last season they did alright, but this season they've just been crazy good. I mean, you see them taking rounds off top teams, and early in the season they drew with Arctic Foxes, I believe it was 1-1 to them, so they're looking pretty strong to go in this. And I think obviously we always say stuff about Mookie because he's like their playmaker and stuff, but yeah, if he's playing the right classes in the right situation, then we can definitely see him go big. And I'm pretty sure the last time they faced each other on Gully Wash, it was kind of a battle between him and Marosh to see who could outsnipe each other on the mids a lot of the time towards the end. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who wins.
Definitely, and you mentioned snipers there. I mean, Lowpander with obviously 3 really dominant snipers. You have Funz, you have Mr. Epic, and of course you have Mookie as well. Marosh has been absolutely on fire, especially pre-scrims towards this. They actually scrimmed 7 prior to this, so, you know, he is warmed up, and he is definitely one to watch out for. Marosh is a true talent at the moment, and he's definitely on form with his sniping during this season, so definitely one to watch. Could hinder Lowpander's momentum just a little bit. But you also mentioned Mookie. Now Mookie kind of was a meme at the beginning when he first launched his career in Prem last season, and you know, just kind of took a very loose style to the game. But now, you know, he's really solidified his role on the flex. He's actually molded his team around himself, and can play into that role. It's not, you know, full time. He does play roamer as well, but in case anyone who's new here, Mookie actually plays a flex style, so he can run heavy, he can run gunslinger NG. You see him run spy a lot. He's definitely a very talented spy. You know, making some massive plays. And if you're a team who like Arctic Foxes, who haven't maybe has been scrimming as much, and maybe are a bit shaky in some areas, Mookie could definitely bust open those cracks in that defense. But yeah, so Mookie definitely one to watch out for. Fun's definitely a top player on the team, really showing his true prowess this season. Definitely a perfect pickup for them. But not particularly sure if he's playing tonight, but definitely if he was here, he would be one to watch out for. So let's talk about the maps of Frosty. We do have Gully Wash, Reckoner, and if it does go to a third map, it will be Badlands. So what do you think about those maps of Frosty?
Yeah, I think Gully Wash, I don't know, I feel like it's going to favour Arctic Foxes probably a little bit, just because they've got Ali on demo, and this is such a great map for demo, man. We've seen Ali crush on this map before in the past, and he's just such a strong player, and just in general. And when a map sort of works around you so well, it's really going to be good for your team. I mean, you can just get to, if you nail that choke rollout, which as a jumper main you would expect him to do pretty much every time, he's going to be able to lock out pretty much the entire combo, stopping them from doing a whole lot. And that's really what you want to do, especially when you've got a pocket and a pocket scout of Ubers, Funds, and was it Mr. Epic? So if he's able to deny those 3 instantly out of straight off the bat, I think they've got big things coming for them.
Yeah, definitely, and also you know, Marosh sniping as well. It's really easy on this map to sort of play around the chokes. As a sniper, you have some quite favourable sight lines, you know, especially if you get a pick as well. You can kind of rotate your heals over to one side, have your team support you, and then just take pot shots left and right. It's not really a super hard map to snipe on, and we've seen Morosh have some amazing frag clips on Gullywash, especially on snipers. Definitely Morosh, once again, one to watch out for, and the map definitely favours him, especially off-classing as well, and that's one thing to talk about as well. One thing that I talked about last week when they faced Seven is that not all maps favour the flex playstyle. Mookie often likes to run heavy to mid, and not all maps favour that kind of slow speed. Engineer, sniper, heavy, you know, these classes are generally slower, and they can't get to mid and be effective, you know, for nearly half the mid sometimes. So, but Gullywash is not akin to that. Gullywash has a very short rollout, and you can run pretty much anything. We've seen the Frenchies do it very, very long ago. You know, that was the meta at one point. So Mookie definitely has a lot of freedom, and I think when Mookie has freedom, that's when you get scared of him. You know what I mean? So you never know what's going to happen with Mookie on Gullywash mid.
Yeah, it's the same on Reckoner as well. I mean, it is a bit of a longer rollout, but we've seen him in the past where if the players can't, you know, get to mid quick enough and they don't aggress very quickly, then that heavy being there just completely crushed them. We saw that before. I think that's how Arctic Foxes, I believe, countered it the last time they played them. They just kind of sent Feeling and DD in as quick as they possibly could. And if they hit their shots, they won the mid, and if they didn't, then that heavy came in, 450 health, got some height advantage and just crushed them, to be honest. So it's really something they need to look out for. But on Gullywash, I'm pretty sure in the past we've seen the snipers come to the midpoint, and if they decide to take, if, like, the enemy team decides to take your side, and you've got a sniper in Big Door, you've just got such a free reign on all of them. They're like nothing covering you, like the point's not really there, there's not the big metal grates or anything like that, and it's just how the map really works, and if they go up their side, then that medic pick is pretty much inevitable.
Especially, you know, heavies in particular, as well as, I suppose, Gunslinger NGs as well. It kind of really favors, like, messy team fights. I think Lowpander really show their true colors when it gets messy, and both these teams kind of play a messy playstyle. Obviously, Feeling is very clinical with his calls, but it often gets messy, especially because, you know, DD and Feeling favor, you know, kind of jumping around, being really heavy distraction rather than sort of being tanked. So when it gets messy, I think that the heavy and all the, you know, off-the-wall strats that Lowpander demonstrate can come into fruition. I think, you know, when it gets messy already, it's hard to focus, and when you got one more thing to focus on, it just lowers your chances of winning the team fight. One more thing to note, banners, something that Lowpander have definitely shown that their like of usage on this season. Lots of banners being used, sometimes 2 at a time. Uber's definitely favouring those banners. Is great on Gullywash, because one of the strats that I've actually seen them use, I think it was against Nunya, was you run battalions backup and conch, so you have resistance, you have health regen, and you have speed, and you can use that almost like an Uber if you blow them at the same time. So you can just walk through the choke, use that as an Uber, force off their Uber, and then completely back out because of the speed and the regen and the resistance, completely get out, and now you've got a full Uber advantage for absolute free. Kind of a risky strat. You don't always want to be doing it against the second place team of last season, but could be something to watch out for. And you know, Ubers has definitely been running a lot of banners this season, so with Gullywash you can bust open those chokes with those banners. Something to watch out for again, and we don't know if Arctic Foxes is prepared for that sort of thing.
Yeah, the banners have sort of they've taken their sort of popularity up a little bit this season, and especially last season as well. We saw Ubers pretty much always running the battalions back up in pretty much every given moment. Like, you just use it as often as they could. But I mean, they're definitely one thing to watch out for, because it's like sometimes players get trapped in thinking, yes, this is an Uber, we'll all go in at the same time, and then they realise they're pushing into a last point where they're all set up and they just kind of die because of it. But if they use the banners right, they take down maybe, like, if they get a pick or take down a sentry or something along those lines, then it can generally work a lot better. But if you just kind of treat it like an Uber too much, then sometimes you can get a bit overzealous and then throw in and die, and it's never too good. But on another note, Sheepy Dog's Hand is in the game, but funds came online, so I'm not 100% sure who's playing. It's still a bit up in the air. It could be Sheepy, or it could be the Welshman Jay Chapman himself coming in to fill in for his own role. But as of now, it looks like Sheepy is on the server and ready to play. But it'll be interesting to see who they decide to use. Is it going to be the Scotsman?
I mean, Sheepy is no stranger to playing with Lowpander. I think he was almost meant to play this season. I'm pretty sure. Like he definitely had some trials, if I remember correctly. So he's definitely scrimmed a few times at least with them. You know, so definitely not, as we say, an unfamiliar merc, but Funds has just been one of the absolute stars for Lowpander this season, always putting up consistent damage and numbers on the scoreboard. So really, you kind of really want to have that player, and if he can get there, you obviously want to play with your familiar players. However, Sheepy, definitely not someone you don't want to play with in any way. But
yeah, that's true. He's a seasoned Prem scout, to say the least. He's been playing on Lolly squad, I'm pretty sure, and he's always got those high stats. He's doing pretty well on scout all the time. But I think they just, I mean, if you have the choice between Sheepy and Funds, despite the fact that Funds is your main player, I think you would, personally, I would choose Funds. I think he just gels with his team a lot better with the fact that you've got that flex soldier, so sometimes you have a roamer, sometimes you don't. It's kind of a bit odd for them. Sometimes they kind of just get what they're given, and if you have those two really consistent, solid scouts that can sort of be a part of the combo at any time, then you know it's going to be a lot harder for them to get onto the medic and just keep. And Vanny is a very good mechanically skilled player as well, from what I've seen anyway. So it's going to be very hard to break those stalemates if they go 1-up.
Definitely. One of the other things I'd like to address is this season has absolutely been dominated by snipers. We have Thalash, we had Stark at the former end of the season, former start of the season. Sorry. We have you know, Mr. Epic, we have Marosh, we have Gink. You know, all these really talented snipers in this season, and it's, you know, it often comes down to that. We've kind of seen sack attempts and kind of die off this season. I don't hesitate to say. You know, sniper is where it's at the moment, and honestly, in stalemate situations, it's really good to have, you know, that insta-kill one-shot, especially if he has, you know, colossally high talent like Marosh and Mr. Epic do. So, what do you think about, you know, Marosh and Mr. Epic having these kind of sniper duels? Do you think Marosh is going to heavily favor them, or do you think that it's going to go one way or another? However, we are going to our first mid of ETF2L Season 27 Playoff Upper Bracket Round 1.
Yeah,
take it away, zeFrosty.
I think I'm going to watch Ali because he is the person I'm looking to see if he can do big damage, and so far he's got some good stickies into choke. He's getting some good damage onto them so far, but they're able to walk in, but Mookie on that sniper instantly takes him down. Just absolutely no aggression on him whatsoever. He gets a nice pot shot onto Feeling, and the rest of his team has just been able to walk across the point. They're chasing that big door area, taking down Shocky and Marosh, and that's such a destructive mid from Lowpander right at the start there, getting off to a good start, saying those snipers are going to be the ones that are causing the plays, and instantly off the bat, Mookie coming up big for his team.
Yeah, Mookie took down Ali immediately, so that kind of automatically reactionary puts you in a passive position, and you don't want to be passive when you have a sniper, because it just gives up so much ground. You already don't have that movement and that close damage output, so you don't want to be backing up and being scared and being passive, and that's exactly what we saw out of Arctic Foxes. However, Raptor, in his true fashion, did get away, and Marosh still up on that sniper, so even Ubers, this is exactly the situation that we talked about before. DD up on the engineer, so no sacks should be coming in on the side of Lowpander. Mookie looking to win this sniper duel.
For now, yeah, it's just going to be a bit of snipers poking at each other, seeing what they can get. We see Marosh trying to take a pretty aggressive position in River, but not quite able to do anything. Mookie going to very low health, and Marosh is trying to get aggressive as possible. Just no fear whatsoever, peeking into that main area, but either way, he's not going to be able to quite get the pick that he was looking for there. He is trying to do some parkour map right now. He's jumping up on the ledge, seeing if he can maybe get an angle onto the medic, or at least onto the sniper. And we see him peeking around. Yeah, he really got a nice angle in there, missing a shot on Hildreth, but as that's happening, Feeling goes down, and it's one pick for Lowpander, looking like they want to push him.
Yeah, this opens up Riverside for Lowpander. They are getting a bit tentative here. Mookie up on that little ledge, taking a peek, but that sentry is going to deny them swiftly. And Ali still just denying that choke. And this is bought time for Feeling to spawn. Lowpander still looking to push that Riverside, but they know it's their only angle of attack. So, as I say, defensive sniper, definitely more powerful, but as I say, that Funds goes down to Feeling. So, We'll see how they react to this one pick.
Yeah, at the moment they're kind of not going to be able to do a whole lot. It is Gullywash last. It's renowned for being a bit of a stalematy map, but we do see Feeling getting in. He takes down Vanny, just absolutely walks past two of the players at Lowpander. That's a drop for Vanny. I mean, I was saying earlier, mechanical skill. Maybe he's too reliant on his mechanics, trying to surf out there, keeping that Uber. But yeah, Shocky getting taken down by Ubers, picking a bit of a dump rocket onto him, just directly onto his head, and he does die because of that. But yeah, Raptor and Marosh are looking to push this upper area right now.
I was going to say that was a really nice entry frag on the side of Lowpander, and speaking of which, Ubers has forced off the Uber, but he's going to die as a result. 20-second spawn on him, and they're looking to plow forward on the side of Arctic Foxes. Hildreth will retreat, but nice 2 frags that they can use and abuse here on the side of Arctic Foxes. Mr. Epic and Mookie up on this top level, looking to spam these doors, and they've resisted the push. They've actually completely denied that full Uber advantage. Arctic Foxes not making the use that they could do out of those 2 frags, and now slight Uber advantage on the side of Vanny. Engineer coming up on the side of DD again, as well as a Pyro on Marosh. So very defensive setup. I think they are expecting a push at a Lowpander, and we'll see it unfold right before our very eyes, zeFrosty.
Yeah, for sure. I think Arctic Foxes definitely had a great opportunity to peek there at least. I mean, Mookie was up top, only 80 or so health, and there was a scout on the lower ground. They had the heals with them. They could have just walked out. There was no demo man to really stop them. They already had pushed them all the way to mid, but either way, it is looking like they're content to just hold this last point there. You can tell it's a playoff game. Everyone's too scared to push out, and they actually we do see Mookie going for a play under, trying to get some aggression onto Ali on the point. Not quite able to take him down, but he has got himself a bit of positional advantage. Maybe be able to get some sort of fight going on there. Feeling aggressing a lot, yeah, but Mookie is just on
getting a lot of cap time, and I wouldn't be. This is actually an avenue of attack for Lowpander. They could break the cracks in the defense right now, but a sentry and a heavy will swiftly deny them. And Mookie, nice play there. Could get some cap time. They might be waiting for his spawn, and they could take a trade here. This definitely favors Lowpander. They could just take a trade and rush onto the point, perhaps cap it off. But it looks like they're opting for the cookie cutter setup. And wow, DD falling very low. His pipe spammed at his sentry, and that does for Marosh, taking a little bit of an aggressive peek, but he's going to get overrun. And Ubers takes down that frag, and that is a 20-second spawn that they can abuse here. They're looking to move forward. They know there is a sentry, but as I said, that cap time is still in effect. And look at that, Mookie!
Oh my god,
just
he did it
as we
again.
say that, yeah. Mookie just playing the point to absolute perfection there, and he's going to send Lowpander up 1 round. What a play from Mookie there.
Yeah, we saw him just doing his thing there. He jumped through with a distraction again, and you know, if any roamers are watching this paint train, equip it now. You don't need to run or anything like that. Just crazy play. But we do see him up on that sniper again, so maybe he's going to be able to get some sort of pick on the second mid. We do see Arctic Foxes playing on the ground right now. I've taken absolutely no chances, not peeking whatsoever. But Shocky getting caught out there, and now they're just in a terrible position. Raptors already playing in their big door, but
look at
Feeling has come behind. Yeah, he gets onto Ubers, does take him down. Vanny's going very weak in this elbow right now. Going to die eventually. Yeah, Feeling bringing it up for his team. It was such a dire situation for Arctic Foxes, but they've been able to bring it from the ashes. Only Mookie alive on this mid right now, and he's trying to pick off Raptor. He's not able to quite do it.
Ali just looking to clean up that frag with the sign, does get it eventually. But wow, Feeling, what a play that on that mid, getting 3 frags respectively. Just comes behind, knows they have that sniper, so can abuse that vision. Just comes behind through that drop down area, takes down 3 crucial players. Now Mookie's still down, no sniper threat to deal with. Full Uber advantage on the side of Arctic Foxes, and this is standing them in good stead to move all the way into this last 3 second for them, and they're just looking to buff up and move through this lower area.
Yeah, it looks like Lowpander, are trying to get some sort of defense going here. They've got the level 2 sentry right now and a Natasha heavy. It's going to be pretty hard for Arctic Foxes to push in either way, but they are doing it right now through this main area, getting some good spam onto the sentry. It's taken down, and everyone's in spawn for Lowpander. If Arctic Foxes just play the point, they could potentially get it. A lot of cap time, but just not quite enough. And it looks like Lowpander have got the team Arctic Foxes down to such low amounts of health, but it's just not enough, and they're going to cap up the point. And yeah, they just done such a great job pushing everyone from Lowpander into that spawn, and that's going to be the first round going to Arctic Foxes, tying up 1-1.
Yeah, it was such a quagmire of a defense from Lowpander. They sort of didn't really know what to do. They were caught in the middle ground. They kind of went into spawn, and then when the cap time got threatened, they kind of all went onto the point, and that just funneled Ali's damage. They all died, and that is a swift round on Arctic Fox's side, using that Uber to perfection. But look at this, Feeling going straight in. He's still up on that sniper, but Uber's going to get swiftly dealt with. And Shocky looking on form. Ali's plowing forward into the elbow, just comes up. Fun's going to get forced out. And look at this, hightailing it out of there is Lowpander. They're just getting out last. They're protecting Vanny. He's not going to drop again. Mookie's still up on the sniper. Can't do too much at close range. Feeling pressuring for some damage, but DD's hungry. He's wanting to move, but does back away. But again, Arctic Fox is looking on form.
Yeah, definitely. They just realised that Mookie's going to be playing the sniper every single mid, and they're just counting on it to happen, so they get that aggression really early. We see DD trying to go for a sack, you're not quite able to get it, but you know, either way, it's Gullywash last. They've got that midpoint so quick that they can kind of just, you know, relax on this point right now. They have tied it up, so right now all they have to do is wait for something to happen, and if they get a pick, they can just push into this last point and potentially cap it up. But we do see Mr. Epic up on the spy right now.
And Mirage actually going back to switch onto Sniper, so that's what the point of that sack was. But Mirage is actually checking the classes, so they possibly know that Mr. Epic is on Spy, and that's going to play into their favor massively. But Mr. Epic using his smarticle particles there, changing onto Sniper, and now they think that there's a Spy, so Mirage might meet a Sniper in his wake, possibly fall.
Yeah, I think both of them had the exact same idea. They were both spy checking at the same time, so they probably both think they have a spy, but both of them swapped off the sniper, so who knows, they kind of bamboozled each other there a little bit. But I'm thinking, we do see DD getting some, he's looking like he wants to maybe go in that riverside. Oh, he's taking a buff in lobby, going to see if he can maybe go in for another sack through this upper area, but he's just getting spammed out so easily, there's just nothing he can really do, and no aggression going to come out from the Arctic Fox's soldiers just yet. But yeah, for now, Uber's just trying to build up that banner and see if they can get their second Uber to come up for them.
Yeah, Mr. Epic actually on this defensive sniper, it's so hard to beat these entrances when there's a defensive sniper on the field. You never know when you're going to get shot, and that is exactly what happens. Mirage just getting domed and taken down by Mookie, but we do see two banners, and this is exactly what I've said. Conch and Battalion's backup. Mookie looking to go forward, does get swiftly dealt with by Ali though. Nice sticky from him to shut him down, but it looks like Lowpander are just content to sit back and build up these banners, zeFrosty.
Yeah, they definitely are. I don't think they want to do anything too drastic right now, but they're buffing Feeling in this riverside right now. They're just seeing what kind of spam they can get, and Ubers is content to just hold this balcony area, spam his cow mangler until the cows come home, and he's just going to be waiting for that to come up. And everyone is in river right now. We do see Marosh under the point, and Lowpander really don't look like they're too aware of it. You see Hildreth putting a little bit of a trap there, but yeah, Marosh is still in this under point right now. He's going to get some cap time, and both DD and him are on the point, but Hildreth, perfect sticky trap to clean it both up, and they're just going to have to hightail it out, and Raptor and the rest of his team are in this upper area ready to back out a big door if they need to. Yeah,
they do need to clear these stickies off the door, and they have fairly quickly, but they are getting pinned back quite a bit. Uber's going to fly high in the sky. Ali will not hit that air shot, and they're just looking to hightail it out of here. They've lost Ubers, they've lost funds, and Arctic Foxes have returned it. Suddenly it turns. Feeling going deep, but does get shut down, and that is Arctic Fox's attempt, I think. But definitely two frags carelessly going down for Lowpander, and it's just so tense for Frosty.
Yeah, they really don't want to mess up at all. I mean, you see there just the sort of mantra of Gullywash. You can send two people in, die on the point to the same sticky trap, and still hold second off of it. It's a bit of a conundrum they've got themselves in here. But Arctic Foxes are still playing very, very, very scared right now. They're just all the way back in this top lobby. They don't want to accidentally feed a player in at all, and it's just Ali on his own really holding this lobby area. But they do look like they're maybe going to try and take some position eventually, even though we just see Feeling up on the battalion's backup trying to mirror what Ubers is doing, so it's just going to be the battle of the banners right now.
Yeah, Mr. Epic as well up on the sniper. He did spy check, so he knows that there's no offensive sniper that he has to deal with. But look at Mirage, he's made his way in onto Vanny. He gets a few nice shots off, but DD goes in and does force off the Uber. So 2 frags, but as we said before, it's very easy to hold Gully Wash second with 2 players down, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Feeling nearly up on that battalion's backup too. Raptor just playing in a safe position, but now full Uber advantage and 3-second spawns on the side of Arctic Foxes. They're looking to go off this, and this could be a second round secured.
Yeah, definitely, but we do see the banner for Mookie. He's just holding it right now, waiting to pop it off, so as soon as they try and push in, I mean, I don't know how well it's going to work. Yeah, we see him popping off those banners, just seeing if they can hold the point, but the players of Arctic Foxes are getting onto the combo right now. So far, yet to find the pick. The banner's just working out so well. Raptor and Shocky falling, and this is looking very good for Lowpander right now. They seem to have cleared everyone up, but in that fight, Mookie and Hildreth have fallen. So it's just feeling alive on the side of Arctic Foxes, and yeah, as we were saying, those 2 banners, if you've got the health and the defense buff, it's just so hard to get in there, and feeling is the only one to not become a casualty to that.
Such a good idea to know that they're going to push quickly off that frag, so just blow it before they even come in and then just release it, and you have so much resistance. But Lowpander looking to move forward. They have their own Uber advantage now, looking to come through this big door. They're going to jump 2 soldiers in aggressively, take all that map control. Rosh has something to say about it, but he's going to fall very quickly, and so does Ali as a result. Oh, but Vanny goes down as a refrag. That's perfect for Arctic Foxes, and now they're going to have a 60% Uber advantage of their own. 3 players have gone down on their side. Mookie does want to go off that, so does Ubers. They're looking to get some sort of control on second, but without heals it's going to be definitely hard to do as the banner is blown.
Yeah, Feeling is taking no chances right now, but Ubers pops off the counter banner, and off of that, they've just not been able to get any picks. I mean, Raptor still got that 80% Uber advantage right now, and nobody is, yeah, there we are. Vanny wasn't healing for a little bit there as well, so they're just going to have to play really passive on this middle point and hope that Hildreth's stickies can force them off. Yeah, we do see Ali taking out a very aggressive stance in here, pushes them all the way out already, and it's just Mookie trapped in here. He's probably going to get picked off as I say, he does go down, but yeah, that was a really good push from Arctic Foxes, just using that Uber in, and they're looking to take second off of this if they can.
Yeah, 1 casualty on the side of Lowpander. Ali in his true classic fashion, jumping in deep there. Ubers did try to use that banner earlier to get that force, but didn't particularly work, and Ali just punishing for it. Vanny now does have a decently sized 40% Uber advantage, and with the banner coming up soon as well, could look scary for Arctic Foxes. They're in a decent position though. 1-1, very scary to push into such a choke, but wow, Shocky and Didi falling before the Eva, but even gets popped off. But look at Mirage, he's coming in onto Vanny, and what a play once again. Arctic Fox is just managing to get on Vanny's shoulders and take him down every time. What a play from Mirage, and the Uber is going to get popped off immediately, but it's kind of an awkward force from Mr. Epic, just wasting so much time, and that's in return a very good play from Mr. Epic, just getting that force, and only 1 casualty now on the side of Lowpander, and the Ubers have evened up.
Yeah, but
game.
I think Arctic Foxes have got a lot of position on this midpoint, but Lowpander looking to fight it. Both Ubers and Mookie jumping in there. They're trading player for player. Raptor, Feeling, and Ali have all fallen, and now they kind of just want to keep their players alive. Vanny, just with Hildreth right now. Mr. Epic is going in there and trying to take those 1v1s. It's going to eventually back off, but they've still got the point, so yeah, no, not quite enough. But those respawns were just about to come up for Lowpander, so no chance of them holding on to the second, but they have got the 80% Uber advantage that they can potentially make something work off of.
Definitely, this is an amazing opportunity, especially with 14 minutes left. You definitely want to be securing those rounds in the first half just to put more pressure on in the latter half. Battalion's backup should be up, possibly used as an after Uber, but they're looking to head through this drop down. They're going to say, we're going to come under you, you're not going to see us coming. And Ali looking to spam, get some early damage. That's made way for Didi to come in, but the force has happened, and that's going to be a very swift force. But look at the back cap, and I think Arctic Foxes wants to contest this. They don't know whether to go back or forward. Mookie looking to go back, but the back cap is nearly done as Mr. Epic falls, and so does Funds and Ubers. They're falling like dominoes, zeFrosty, and the back cap is almost successful.
Yeah, Maros did a great job there of denying Lowpander from putting their full aggression on that midpoint, and as you say, just crumbling at the mere thought of that back cap going in. And now we see Raptor with a full Uber advantage. The respawner's only just coming up, so they've got no position on this lap point. Yeah. Oh, but Mr. Epic, I did not even see that. Yeah, taking him down.
God.
Great play from the player, just picking off Raptor as he was trying to get in there. And that's like complete aggression has just been totally stumped for Arctic Foxes. They're just going to have to back it right up already.
Yeah, and look at Lowpander, they want to get off this last, they don't want to have their backs to the wall, they know that there's no sticky traps and no threat of any sort of repush. The heals aren't yet up for for Arctic Foxes. Raptor only just arriving there, but swift push from Lowpander, and they're looking to move forward. They have an 80% Uber advantage. Same push we should expect. Clearing the sticky traps nearly catches some people. Vanny looking very tentative to move forward, and this could bait the spam. And look at Ali, he's so close, he gets baited in, and he falls very, very quickly. That's a pick that they could use to roll forward. Raptor is nowhere near Uber, and they could move off this.
Yeah, they definitely need to be quite quick though. He's
Marosh
on that.
Behind again.
He has got 50%. I don't think Marosh is going to be able to quite get it this time. You know, a little bit too much captive in the midpoint. But yeah, definitely a good play. They do know that he is behind and potentially going to try and get something on the back lines. Feeling dropping to Hildreth right now, and we do see Marosh actually coming up behind Vanny, and he's just on his own. He's going to go down, and the rest of Lowpander all committed at the wrong time there, and Vanny just getting caught out on that back lines. And just showing you need to respect the people that are behind you, especially if they're such a DM great player such as Marosh. He's going to get in there, he's going to hit his shots.
Does it every time, but speaking of behind, Ubers is coming behind from lower. He has limited health, but they don't know he's behind. Could possibly get onto Raptor, but no info. Swiftly taken down by Shocky. Nice air shot from Ubers, but tries to use his life to the best of ability with what health he had. But Marosh is just having such a good showing, getting on Vanny's shoulders every single time. They definitely have Vanny's number this game, zeFrosty.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's doing his things. Feeling up on the Pyro class. He's actually out of spawn. He's not going for the forward spawn. He is actually on Pyro right now. So he is in this river right now. Full Uber advantage right now for Arctic Foxes. Vanny is nearly going to get it, and I think they're maybe underestimating the play a little bit here. I think they're going to try and get 4 to the point, but we do see them pushing in here now. The Ubers are traded on the point, but the Sentry and Hildreth go down. That's a huge defense nerf for the side of Lowpander right now, but they're able to capitalize. Ali, Marosh and Shocky all falling, and it's just feeling with Raptor right now. Going to have to defend for his life, but Funz is having none of it, and he's going to chase Raptor to the end of the earth, and
look at this soldier DD. He's going to try and get out, just timing there. Catches himself in the open at the wrong time. That play looked like it had so much potential there. Feeling going into that lower area actually reflects the stickies onto Hildreth, and Hildreth died as a result. So definitely an opportunity there. They just couldn't capitalize on it. Yeah,
they weren't quite able to get on that advantage, as you were saying. But we do see them coming into this midpoint right now. They are trying to get some aggression, they're getting the point as well, but Mookie does fall, so that is one pick in the side of Arctic Foxes. Going to see maybe if they want to try and do something off this. A banner is actually popped off from Ubers. He's just holding onto it right now, and they're going to try and walk through this big door. They have got 92%, so if they're not careful, might not get that Uber, but yeah, they're just taking a shit ton of damage, but it doesn't even matter. They've got that resistance right now. He gets onto DD and takes him out, and now the Arctic Foxes are just going to have to get back to last, and yeah, Vanny was able to just walk into that second point without even using his Uber, and now they've got a bit of an Uber advantage they might be able to work off of.
That's exactly it. They used it as a pre-Uber, so Vanny didn't have to force that resistance, just buying them so much space, so much time, so much resistance. Now Uber's looking to lead the charge. They're looking to take it through Shutter. I do believe Mookie is actually in as an entrance. This is a distraction, and he gets onto Raptor. That is the perfect situation now. Lowpander can just sit back, buff up, take their time, bide their time, and talk about these strats, but they're not waiting. They're saying, we're going to take it to you, and Mr. Epic leading the charge straight onto this heavy. This heavy is surely going to fall, does make it into spawn, but look at Vanny wanting to play the point. DD falls very low on the point, and Shocky falls as a result, but Feeling with the shotgun cleans it up, and it's frags are being traded every which way, but the health on Arctic Foxes is just not there. They're forced into this low area, and Lowpander looking strong, but they just need to reload, and Mookie on the lower area does look like he can do it, but Ali all on his own, one man against the world, and Vanny standing on the point, capping it, standing tall, and Lowpander 2-1.
Yeah, that was a crazy play. There was just so much back and forth in that last push, the health going so low on the side of Arctic Foxes, but yeah, unfortunately Ali with the heals of Raptor just wasn't quite able to work off. Mookie doing a great job of getting behind them and allowing his team to cap that point. And now we're going into the fourth mid here. We do see Mookie is back on the sniper yet again, and Arctic Foxes, yeah, they're very aggressive, taking that right hand side, and Raptor has gone down to such low health, dying instantly, and so is Shocky. Hildreth does get traded off, but yeah, this is looking very good for Lowpander. They just need to keep their heals up. DD is down to 30 HP in that choke, and he's going to get nothing off of that.
Rosh actually chasing Vanny. He does it again. That's the third time. That's a hat-trick for the man. What a play from Morosh. Getting onto Vanny every single time. Saving his team. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. Mookie is actually in on second already. Watching over that sideline. Ali could fall. And Raptor falls actually. So Mookie pulling it out. Morosh. What can this man do?
I don't understand what's happening right now. People are just, medics are feeding in left, right and centre, and we just see that big play coming out from Marosh, just clutching it for his team on that midpoint, and then Mookie just countering that with a med pick of his own, and he's taking down Marosh as well. Absolutely no hold bars right now. He's just going for it. He's even doing a bit of a budget taunt there. So yeah, they're going to be trying to get some position in this upper area. We do see Raptor with a slight Uber advantage for this last point, but I don't know if Lowpander are going to try and get in before that. But it looks like they're content to just hold this 2-1 up, 6 minutes to go. And any way Gully Wash can go, it's a stalemate haven if they want to just time it out. But hopefully we'll see them push against it.
Yeah, Ubers actually isn't on the the battalion's backup this time, so he is just going in lower. They are trying to make a way for a trade, and Mr. Epic once again just leading that charge, takes down Feeling and the Sentry swiftly. This is very clinical so far from Lowpander, really showing their true prowess, but the Uber does get popped off, but that's bought some time from Mirage to take down funds. The cap time is not successful. Ubers is going to fall in that lower area, and so does Mr. Epic. 3 casualties on the side of Lowpander, and Arctic Fox is looking hungry to push out and equalize this.
Yeah, we do see Mookie actually is very aggressive here. He's got a sight line onto where Raptor was thinking about going, but he's been spotted. He takes down Shocky anyway. Ali does eventually bomb onto him, and he does take a little bit of damage for that, but yeah, Mookie getting a pick at least. It's allowing his team to get in here. They take down Raptor.
Oh my god, Ubers just comes in and absolutely pounds, takes down the 2 crucial targets that you need for pushing out onto Gully second, the demo and the medic. And wow, Mirage is going to fall as a result. Can he get onto Vanny? Surely not. Ubers does fall, but Feeling looking to just pound this big door. Mr. Epic's pistol is too much to handle. Mookie is going to come in, take a little bit of a duel with Shocky. Shocky really showing his old ways there, but he does fall. 2 soldiers down on the solo Lowpander. This is going to be hard to push, but they say none of that. The Fun's pistol just takes down Raptor. No holds barred there, and they're just going to get on the point.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Lowpander right now. They're just dodging and weaving around the point right now. Ali gets a really nice pipe onto Fun's, taking him down, but yeah, in the end it's not going to be quite enough. The whole team for Lowpander just pretty much staying up there, and they do cap off that point, and 3-1 to Lowpander. This is looking really good for them right now. I don't know if Arctic Foxes, maybe they're a little bit broken after that, but hopefully they can get back into it. We do see Mookie and Marosh up on that sniper, so it's really going to be the sniper duel, and the last time they did this, Marosh did a great job, so I'm going to be keeping my eyes on him.
Yeah, we see now Arctic Fox is opting for this for this right-hand side again. Last time they got pounded, I'm surprised, but Mirage definitely starts it off, taking down funds, but Feeling trades as a result. DD getting the refrag, and Mirage, lovely headshot to Mookie, and another one! Mirage is absolutely on fire right now. He is relentless. What a play from Mirage, turning it up when needed. And wow, this could mount a comeback.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. He just walks into that mid and just no pressure on him whatsoever. He has all the room in the world and just takes down all the crucial picks right there. He stops Mookie from getting any crazy plays. He takes down Vanny, and I think he takes down a scout of funds as well. So great plays from him right now, and he's pushing this last point as a sniper as well. We're going to see if he can maybe get some sort of pick. He does get some damage onto funds, but I think the aggression's going to get him. They're taking super in now.
Pyro slightly denying. Mr. Epic's doing a decent job of delaying it, but DD and Mirage have fallen. These are 2 crucial targets that you need, and Shocky has fallen. It's a car crash for Arctic Foxes. What is happening? Ali's going to get a pipe, but he's going to fall swiftly. And wow, what happened there? I think they just rushed it. The Pyro did an amazing job of denying it there. Raptor did stay alive, but that is not what you want when the time is such a factor.
Yeah, I think they're just so keen off of that last push. I mean, that mid fight that they just had, they were feeling it. They had the blood flowing, the heart pumping and everything, and they just felt like they were going to win that. But yeah, Mookie, I mean Lowpander's defenses are just so strong. They're so good at holding those last points and showing it again, just not able to quite penetrate the defense. And Arctic Foxes are having to back it up onto this midpoint with a 50% Uber disadvantage, and Vanny trying to take the rest of his team and just make sure they're all buffed and maybe go for a push right now.
Arctic Foxes need 2 rounds in 3 minutes. It's not impossible. We have seen bigger feats before, but it's all on Mirosh's shoulders right now. It looks like Lowpander are content to not push, but Mirosh, just as I say that, takes down a key target on the flank. Mirosh looking to take a bit of an aggressive play, but feeling trades as a result. Mirosh just in this lower area, but this has bought time for DD to get all the way into lobby. He's behind with a buff, and this is looking good for Arctic Foxes. The trade favors them as well. Vanny flashing a lot there. Ali kind of caught out of this fight, but DD has come in on the top, and Mookie has to fall out. Vanny gets taken down by Mirosh. What a play though! He really turns up when needed, but Mirosh and DD and Shocky fall. I mean, what happens? What more can Mirosh do?
Yeah, he's just getting that medic pick over and over again, and we just see him coming up big for his team, but unfortunately in the end, without that second scout, once the aggression from Lowpander comes out, they're just not able to quite deny that aggression onto their players, and everyone falling. And unfortunately, despite the fact that Raptor stayed alive in that fight, they're going to have to back it off to mid for now. But at least they did get that med pick, so they do have the 50% Uber advantage. Uber is just trying to get aggressive onto the combo right now, not quite able to get any sort of pick. He does take a nice shot onto Feeling, and Feeling is just getting absolutely pounded right now. But yeah, the rest of the team, they do take down Raptor as well, and this is looking really bad for Arctic Foxes. They really need to make this push work if they're going to get anything off of it. Uber is blowing off that banner though, is just going to be a bit of a nail in the coffin there. 1 minute 30 left. They might have enough time to get 2 rounds, but they're going to have to be quick about it.
Yeah, they need to do something now. Ali with that colossal sticky trap takes down 2 players, and the players are still not up. That was surely the time to go, but the banner is still in play. And do you wonder if Arctic Foxes have given up? They are going to take one last stab at it, it seems, but they might not be watching the clock as ideally as we have. The banner and the Uber has come off, which is fairly strange, but Mirosh falls instantly. Feeling and Raptor just falling like dominoes. I feel like this is GG's zeFrosty.
Yeah, this is definitely into the Garbo time right now. Lowpander putting up such a good showing. We did see them there. I think taking that banner in with the Uber was a bit of a questionable decision, but I mean, I guess you get the defensive buff for the unubered players, and they're just able to take it in and take down Raptor. And yeah, if they get that medic pick, there's no chance of them getting the Uber. 30 seconds left, it's not looking good for them. They might be able to get the 3-2, but it's unlikely at this point. Vanny just playing back, getting heals on his team, and this is looking bad for Arctic Foxes.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely ungodly play from Mirosh. He was the only one, him and Feeling were the only ones who made that remotely close. Obviously Ali having really good stats as well, really good damage as well. Ali is always a good factor to have on your team. Wow, Mookie is showing up. Same with Mirosh as well, same with Funds looking really consistent. Hildreth with its combo. Vanny actually settling in fairly well, but it's getting caught, so possibly the Merc factor could be hurting Lowpander a little bit. That's why it was so close, but Lowpander definitely looking control.
Yeah, they were just playing so well off of that. Just the way they played their mids, even if you just look at that, it was going so well for them. They had such a good setup, and at the end we did see Mirosh counter it pretty well. He was getting some really, really nice headshots off on the side of Lowpander, not quite able to do anything about it. And when Mookie is focusing so hard on killing everything else, when he's allowed to use as much room as he can, he's just going to out-snipe him every time.
Yeah, and I mean, it is good, and Mirosh definitely did have a good mid, but Arctic Fox's mid were just absolutely terrible. I mean, you saw them try to counter certain things and just do different things with their soldiers. Mookie just shut them down every time, and one of the mids we saw where they went right side to sort of negate the sniper and play in where there's not much vision for the sniper. They just kind of tried to rush up right side after getting some damage on the point, where Ali's arcing those stickies upwards on playing on the floor, but they just rush up right side, and Mookie or Ubers is just waiting there, and Raptor goes down. We saw that 2 times. You can't keep going up right side if that's what keeps happening. If there's a soldier waiting there for you, you can't do that. I know they don't want to go left simply because they'll get sniped by the sniper, but eyes on Mookie hitting shot, whereas you're almost guaranteed to die if Uber's into your wake in such a small choke. Speaking of hitting shots though, Mirosh, Funds, wow. I mean, definitely showing up there. And Funds with 29 frags to 16 deaths.
Yeah,
what a gamer.
It just shows you he doesn't need a warm-up game. He can turn up 4 hours late and still somehow just absolutely crush. He's just such a pinnacle player for Lowpander right now, I think. the scouts combo for them. We see Mr. Epic not really doing too well. He's down there at the bottom with a seven kills right now. But I mean, we see that sniper pick that he got into Raptor. He's definitely doing work for his team. I think I think Funds is maybe going around stealing all his kills. That's the excuse I'm going to go for. Give him the benefit of the doubt this time. But yeah, we do see just the crazy KDs and damage coming out from them.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, if we look at Ali's damage, he really was putting up the numbers, but Mookie as well. Mookie and Ubers really having you never really see him as the star, especially not Mookie on Soldier. I mean, Mookie definitely is a competent soldier, obviously, but you never really see him being the star of the show. And we kind of saw that there. I mean, he had some really good bombs, really good aggression, and Ubers obviously with those banners using them to absolute perfection. And really puts out that damage. And I think Lowpander, their creative strategies and their general team play and DM especially is really putting them in control.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the heals up on the screen there for a second, but they are gone, so I guess I won't talk about them. But yeah, oh, there we are. There we got them back. But yeah, the one thing that I was going to point out is normally we see Feeling. He's quite he's a shotgun player. He's been known to run that weapon, and generally that takes quite a lot of heals. You normally see him up in the 30% sort of percentile, getting quite a lot. But we see here Ali tanking damage. So, I mean, normally I would have assumed Feeling would be the caller, but the way Ali plays, I think he likes to know exactly what's happening all the time. And I think if he's in control of the comms while merking, then it might be a bit of a strange situation for Feeling, and he's maybe not quite able to get all the plays that he would have gone for in the past. But it also could have just been down to the fact that it was Gully Wash. It is a demo sort of centric map, in my opinion, anyway, where you can just get so much work done. And he definitely was getting work done, just unfortunately his team wasn't quite able to follow up on it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, one map always clears your head, especially in a best of 3. I mean, you know that you do have room to be more creative now. I mean, obviously Lowpander won't want to lose this next map. They do want to take it in 2 straight maps, but you do have that freedom, and you know it's not the end of the world if you do lose. Whereas on the flip side, Arctic Foxes have got to be feeling the pressure now. They need to not lose this map, else they'll go out in 4th place, which is something I'm sure they don't want. And Lowpander looking very strong, and I think they're hungry. They want to take this in 2-0.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to go down to that lower bracket and face off against Lego. I think they want to have that security of, even if they lose to 7, they have a chance of, playing again into going right into the final. I mean, 7 looking a very, very close game yesterday against Lego. They sort of brought it out towards the end. They did have a good showing, but I think if now was a time to beat 7, it might be now. And if Lowpander go through with their incredible showing, 2 Golden Cap losses, I mean, you don't really say that's incredible a lot of the times, but it is really quite something when you're playing against the best team in Europe that have pretty much won every season for the past 4 or 5, and I think it's going to be quite a tough one if whoever goes through. But yeah, nobody wants to be going down to that lower bracket right now.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really interesting to talk about the map. I think Reckoner has been for a few seasons as well, but I think I remember Lowpander playing Reckoner and looking quite strong in it. I think they do like to run Mookie on the heavy. Obviously, Hildreth talking about what Mookie feels like is what he'll play, and clearly he's feeling sniper today. But heavy can work really well on this map if they do want to try it, especially on the mids, because there's so much cover, and obviously the rollout isn't too long, and also you can just generally there's a lot of kind of sightlines as well, so you can kind of duck between the cover and then put out a lot of damage, especially onto those jumping soldiers. Obviously, I don't know too many of the components that make up a good heavy, but typically it works really well for Lowpander. And it'll be interesting to see how they play it. Obviously, Sniper definitely very good on the side of Marosh and Mookie for this map. So this map is going to be a good one to Frosty.
Yeah, and I think also in the past, whenever I've played this map, it seems to sort of play into your scouts a lot. And I know, in my opinion, Funds and Mr. Epic are probably one of the strongest combos in Prem at the moment. They definitely have a pretty scary combo going up against you. I mean, Marosh and Shocky, absolutely incredible scouts, but if Marosh, if Funds and Epic are allowed to just sort of walk over the whole team, then this could be a bit of a wipe for them. I mean, the scrim that Arctic Foxes had before this didn't quite work out for them too well against 7, and the way that Lowpander have been very strong on this map, just because of the whole off classes, and once you get a round up you can play it very slow, and that's the way they kind of tend to play. They like to slow the game right down, let their pick classes get kills, and just see what they can do, and if they're allowed to do that, then it's going to be very difficult for Arctic Foxes to do anything. If they go one round down, it might be to their peril.
Definitely, I think 7. Didn't they beat Arctic Foxes like 4-1 in the prior scrim? I'm pretty sure, something like that. So if they're not feeling too confident on Reckoner and their back is to the wall, possibly going down to that lower bracket, and they just got like completely bodied by Lowpander, they're not going to be feeling too good. And you know, on a map that you're not too confident on, it can be really disheartening and really, you know, throw your strategy off and throw your sort of DM off, especially. And when you're not hitting shots as Arctic Foxes with, you know, Feeling and Shocky and Mirosh, it's gonna hurt you. So we are going live now to the second map, the upper bracket round 1 ETF2L season 27 playoffs between Arctic Foxes and Lowpander. Lowpander up 1 map. If they win this next map, they will be through to the upper bracket finals. So I'm gonna be watching Ali this mid zeFrosty.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be a pinnacle player. He's getting some nice spam actually onto the combo, but Lowpander able to get out. And we do see here, yeah, the soldiers of Arctic Fox is trying to get that aggression, but they're just not quite quick enough. Ubers does eventually go down, but Mookie is just in this back line taking a bunch of spam, and he is going to fall. And yeah, I mean, I didn't think the Arctic Fox's soldiers were quite quick enough there, but oh my god, DD trying to go for that aggression, and everyone is just sacking on for Vanny right now, and it's just Ali. Raptor actually takes him down with an arrow all the way from that area over there in the lobby, and yeah, that's crazy. Cargo arrow coming out, just taking down Vanny. Yeah, Ali does fall for it eventually, but Lowpander have all the fragging classes up, and they might be able to get onto Raptor if they're quick enough.
Yeah, they sacked every man and his dog there, and eventually Raptor just throws one out there, takes down Vanny. Very unlucky for him, but Raptor now is sitting on a decently sized 90% advantage, and they're looking to move off this. No stack attempts, which is odd on the side of Lowpander since they had the health, but Raptor and his gang just moving forward, and this is a free second. It seems like Hooper's getting a little bit touchy, but Hildreth just falling back, and they're looking to play around the stronghold defense. Mookie up on the engineer, yeah, looking to play around that engineer. Should shut down the Uber fairly swiftly.
Yeah, we do see the Uber coming in very aggressive from this main. They take down the sentry gun, but we do see Uber's trying to get some sort of play onto them right now. He does eventually fall, and Hildreth is down as well. Arctic Foxes have just completely decimated this, but Vanny does get the Uber coming out, and despite that, the Arctic Foxes players are still looking pretty strong. They're going to recommit here, and they're just going to sack everyone onto the point, taking down those players of Lowpander. It's just Vanny, and that is the first round going to Arctic Foxes in such a very strong fashion coming out of Arctic Foxes, going completely against what I said in the start. But yeah, great showing from them.
Definitely, and they didn't seem phased by the heavy. The soldiers still actually had quite a lot of impact, and you know, Mookie perhaps needs to switch up his position, does opt for that heavy again, and everyone else cookie cutter, but heavy definitely looking to be the linchpin factor for Lowpander, and it is what ultimately decides them if they win or lose the mid. Uber's looking to take an aggressive right hand side. Ali takes a little bit of damage with Feeling, sees the holes and just looking to abuse them on this right hand side. They know that the right side is open, they have to play around this heavy, and it's not working out for them. Fonz and Uber's fault. They are just so passive on the side of Lowpander because they have to tank that heavy, and it's not working. It's just buying Arctic Foxes so much room on that right hand side. Feeling with his brain, using it, and wow, Vanny, little bit of an Uber advantage, but still 4 second spawns, and Arctic Foxes are hungry. They want to move on this with Ali coming in. Doesn't get it this time. The streak is over. He will not drop the med this time. Vanny expecting it a little bit, but Arctic Foxes, nice attempt there. They can hold the second indeed with 2 down. Good spawns on them. And it'll be interesting to see if Ali tries that again, but look at Lowpander, they're overwhelming Mirosh, and so Feeling's going to fall low as well, and they're looking to push off this. They've got an entry, and wow, they've done it in tremendous fashion, and they've forced off the Uber. Colossally better Uber for the side of Lowpander, and Ali's going to fall as a result, so they could get mid off this.
Yeah, we do see Ubers is actually behind them as well. Raptor and Shocky falling to the flank players of Lowpander, and now that has put them in such a great position. No heals on the side of Arctic Foxes, and after such a great Uber trade to get those picks, is just going to put them in such a great stead. Mookie taking down DD in the cargo area as well, and Feeling is trying to get onto the combo. Vanny surfing away with very, very low amounts of HP. The entire combo went down so low. Feeling, if he just hit one more rocket, he could have probably got a 4K off of that one, but unfortunate for him, not going to be able to put that in his frag movie today.
Definitely, and this is going to leave Vanny sitting on a 60-odd advantage. And now Uber's also got that battalion's backup, so possibly using that as an entry. Possibly what we saw before on Gullywash, where they just enter with this and don't pop off the Uber. They just have so much resistance, they can resist all the spam, and Arctic Foxes have no choice but to just back off, and this is a free point for Lowpander. What a play using those banners, very creative from them.
We did see DD in the forward spawn as Huntsman Sniper for a bit there, not quite able to, you know, get any critical hits because of the whole banner that was on them right there. But yeah, we do see Raptor up on 90% Uber advantage. I mean, Uber disadvantage right now. He's going to just about get it for this last hold in. Yeah, Shocky and DD and Marosh all off-glassing, so pretty much the most uncookie cutter lineup you could possibly get right now, and they are just going to be looking to hold this as long as they can. They do have the 1-0 advantage, so it's on Lowpander to push.
And look at Mookie, he's just going to get some information. Nice jumps there, sees absolutely everything and backs off swiftly. So definitely sees that they're on a full stronghold defense, possibly going to back off and go spy. We do see the Sentry and the Sniper up, two of the most defensive classes in the game, as well as the Heavy. So full strongholds for Arctic Foxes, and there's no breaking this. As Mookie looking to get a bit of pressure on the right side, but Ali is just up on that fence. I do hear a headshot ring out, and that is going to be followed up onto Ubers, and that is going to hurt them somewhat. Perhaps Mookie does want to go back to spawn and go on spy, but what an air shot there from Mookie, takes down Feeling. That is a nice rocket there, and Feeling just gets shut down. No sacking for him today, and this is going to remain on even Ubers. They know that Feeling has quite the long spawn, but possibly could open up Mookie to off-class, and he certainly has, but that's Fun's picking up the sniper rifle. Fun's definitely a talented sniper. We'll see what he can do, but he is facing Marosh.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a scary thought when you're sniping against such a prevalent player as Marosh, and he's going to have to maybe, you know, move out of cargo right now. He's kind of just sitting there, not quite sure what he was trying to do. He's not even shit-talking to anyone in chat, so that time it was clearly completely wasted. But we do see him coming into this lobby area right now, trying to get a pick. Ali is kind of peeping and creeping a little bit. He might be getting taken down, but Fun's not quite going to be able to get that angle for now. And Marosh is doing exactly the same, just watching this left-hand side, seeing if he can get any picks. But yeah, the sniper is just taking their time, working around what they can, and not going to be able to get too much right now.
Yeah, Feeling actually checked the classes, so he knows exactly what's happening. He knows that there is a sniper on the side of Fun's. So Marosh playing a little bit more careful, but as I say that, he falls. Fun's getting the better end of the stick there, and he is looking to take more of an aggressive shot with that room. No sniper in his wake, so he has all the room that he could possibly want. Uber's just farming that damage for that battalion's backup. Fun's taking the heals there, just looking to get a pick, but Mookie falls on the flank. This could be costly, as Uber's is going to fall as well, and that flank has absolutely been decimated by DD, and Feeling is going to go in. Does try to sack, but kind of hard to push off this, but they are looking to go off this zeFrosty.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely need to go right now. They had those two picks, and the players of Lowpander just respawning now. No spam soldiers going to be pushing, but we do see Shocky trying to get some aggression with the Natasha in upper lobby there, but in the end they're not going to push out on it whatsoever. They're just scared of both the medics having the Uber charge. We do see Ali setting up a bit of a forward trap, but yeah, Arctic Foxes, maybe a bit of a wasted chance they could have got out there, but either way they are trying to take that lobby area, see what they can get. And Mookie is actually going to go in, but not going to get anything off of that, and this is a prime time to sack for Arctic Foxes.
Arctic Foxes, while Marosh again with a lovely headshot. No sniper threat on the side of Lowpander, so Marosh just free reign to snipe. Does get a nice angle there, but can't quite capitalize on it. Feeling has got his back, but he does fall eventually, and that is a 15-second spawn on Marosh, something that Lowpander could use and abuse, especially with this banner coming up and their spawn in play. Feeling taking quite a lot of damage, getting overwhelmed, and Lowpander do want to regain this lobby, but Arctic Fox is very, very close indeed.
Yeah, they are getting a little bit too close for comfort. Lowpander trying to peek in this top left area, and they are going to take that lobby as we speak, and now it's just going to be the the game again of can Funds outsnipe Marosh and get a pick, because if he just takes down Marosh, there's not really a whole lot the rest of his team can do apart from get him more space, and if Marosh gets Funds again, it's just the same thing. They're going to have to back out of lobby, but we do see the banner coming off of Ubers right now. He's taking a lot of damage. He's trying to get some spam onto that sentry, and they do eventually take it out, but Mookie falling for it, not going to be too great, and even just a sniper pick might not be enough for them to push in off of this, to be honest. So they're going to have to pick up something now.
I'm surprised they didn't push. I mean, they had the sniper and they had a pick and they had a sentry, so they could have at least got Funds some room, but they were just so passive there, and especially feeling moving forward, they definitely don't want to hang around for too long. Vanny just falling out there. They know that they can't stick around because they still have one down and their health is very poor. Uber's still up on that banner, so looking to just play around this banner, I think, just experimenting with what they can do, how far they can push it, and how much room they can gain using that banner without actually using their Uber. Definitely their strategy at the moment. And Funds, the weight is on his shoulders at the moment. Still one down, and the clock is ticking. Time not too much of a factor yet, but he does need to hit a shot if this is going to be equalised.
Yeah, and as you say that, we do see the players trading right now. Mookie and Shockey are going to be swapping deaths right now, and it's going to be just, oh my god, the Lowpander players are getting in there, and Raptor go down such low health with Ali as well. And somehow Uber's just got in there, got a shit ton of damage, and was able to take down Marosh, who was on the spy. And now Lowpander are just going to be able to walk in with the supercharge. They're taking that top left area, popping it off. And even though Funds is on sniper, they're just wanting to take it in. He does fall to DD, but yeah, they've got so much position right now. But unfortunately, the Arctic Foxes players holding that right hand side, feeling does go down, and now they're just going to have to focus down Ali. And if they can play the point, they're not going to be able to do it. Marosh comes in and cleans up house, and that is going to be a hold for Arctic Foxes, and just barely holding on to that round.
Yeah, they got 3 early frags there, but DD just coming in from behind, and especially Marosh with that cleanup as well, just has the spawn at the right time. But what a force from Ubers. If he can pull that out again, definitely would be worth it if he can get that space. Ubers, as we say that, just kind of peeking the top left, getting some spam. I don't think Arctic Forces do want to push out. They do have Marosh on the sniper only, so no heavy, no sentry. Not very defensive on the side of them. I think they just want a pick, but as I say that, DD does pick up the wrench. So that's building that sentry, but Marosh looking to just peek this left-hand side and try and get a pick.
Yeah, we do see Mookie actually on this right-hand side, just staring down the barrel of Marosh right now, seeing what he can do, maybe trying to get into last, and he does take the leap of faith. He is going to get in, and now he's behind both Ali and Marosh, and if he can uncloak at the perfect time, he might be able to get 2 crucial picks right now, and yep, he's doing that right now, but gets the pick onto Ali anyway. Unfortunate for Mookie, he does get spotted out, and he's just going to go for the sentry, but using his brain, and he's able to take him down. But now Arctic Foxes are going to have to deal with this Lowpander aggression right now. They've got in this left-hand side, popping off the Uber, but Raptor is nowhere to be seen. He does eventually get forced off, but it's such a better Uber for his team. And Lowpander, health and everything just terrible right now, so they're just going to have to completely back it off. Arctic Fox is going to be holding on to this last point once again, and maybe that sentry is just doing too much work against the Mangler soldiers.
Maneuvers blowing that buff banner. He knows that while they're reloading, he can catch them off guard. He's pushing forward, he takes down Feeling, he's going to jump ahead, and he gets onto Raptor. What a play from Ubers! He takes him down. Amazing play from Ubers there, using that buff banner to its full potential. That battalion's backup, sorry. And moving in on this left-hand side, what a play from there. Lowpander just steamrolling forward, taking down that sentry gun with ease. DD looking to jump onto the point and save this for his team. Same with Feeling, but they cannot do it. Ubers making the plays.
Yeah, that was incredibly dumb from Arctic Foxes there. They just walked straight into the aggression of Lowpander, and there was nothing they could really do about it. Just getting completely denied, and any chance of a push out there was completely crumbled. Lowpander doing such a great job getting those heavy pick classes of the Pocket, the Demo, and the Medic all in that, and they were just able to steamroll it onto last takedown that sentry iron. That's them tied it up 1-1. John takes away on this mid.
Definitely, we do see a little bit more aggression. Ubers jumping in left. They know that they need to put pressure on this left-hand side, but Mookie back on the soldier roll does fall, not working out for him. They've got some cap time, so a bit of map control for them, but Mookie is still down, and DD looking to take the aggression, but what a denial from Funds there. Has fallen to low health, and Feeding is behind. He's going to get onto the combo. Gets solely denied though from Mr. Epic. These scouts for Lowpander are just saving them, but they do have to back off on the end since they're core reloading and they have poor health, but this could save them being rolled, and a setup for second is being held by Lowpander.
Yeah, I mean, they nearly... I was going to make a smug comment and saying, you know, Mookie on Soldier makes them win the mid, and then they just went through it anyway, and just the raw DM of Arctic Foxes was able to sort of push them out, and they were just too weak to even think about fighting that. And Ali doing a good job of staying alive. He's putting up a very aggressive forward trap right now, just trying to get as much spam onto them as possible, while the rest of his team are just holding on mid, content to do nothing, and they're going to be trying to work for Marosh to get a pick. We see him in this toxic area right now, seeing if he can get some sort of peek. He is getting a sightline, not quite able to see anything right now, but he does take off a bot shot, not quite able to get anything. But yeah, it's going to be the pick classes coming out from each side that are going to be doing it. Marosh on the sniper and Mookie on the spy.
Mookie has made his way behind lines. He does get some info for his team. At the very least, he sees DD, and he knows that no eyes are on him. He's going to uncloak, and with that Marosh pick that could open up, especially with DD falling low, but Raptor's going to back off to rotate. Very smart play, and this is what his team time. He's just going to go for the stab, and that's 3 straight frags for Lowpander, and they're just using the spy very aggressively there, just using it to secure that final frag and make it a guaranteed mid for them. And what a play from them, but Mookie's still up on the spy. Will they realise it? Raptor's just going to walk straight into it, but Mookie, he's going to go onto Raptor, possibly. Gets the force there. Nice few pistol shots there, but Mookie falls. And yeah, not much you can do as a spy once you get found out, but nice play from Lowpander.
Yeah, he wasn't quite able to get onto Raptor there. It was quite a nice attempt to try and take him down, but unfortunately for him, not quite able to hit those pistol shots and take him down with ease. But we do see the Arctic Foxes trying to get in here. DD putting some aggression onto them, but him going down. The rest of the team have just completely backed up, and he's going to be feeling a little baited there, you know, just not quite able to make the room for his team to walk in for free, and Lowpander are going to be holding on to this mid. We do see Mookie up on the spy right now. He's actually walking out of spawn. He's not just checking off classes, so it's interesting to see what he can do. We do see him working his way into the backlines and maybe going to get a pick.
Yeah, typically lightning doesn't strike twice, but Mookie moving through on the spy, and the banner is blown, so this is the perfect distraction for him. Last time he got the information and bought them 2 picks because he called their position. Possibly going to do the same thing this time. Moving in on this right side, calling the entirety of Arctic Fox's position. Sees the Raptor is up on that forward spawn, but this is the Mookie show right now. As I say, that Raptor is up on the sniper watching over.
Yeah, Raptor's in such a good position to deny this medic pick, which, yeah, he has the scout with him. This Uber's been forced off from Banny, actually. They were trying to just get in with the banner, but once Mookie had died, it was just not going to work for them at all, and they've just decided to completely back off, and now they're at Uber disadvantage, and Arctic Foxes are just going to try and walk in, but Marosh and Feeling all dying on the back lines, and they're just going to go for the back cap right now. They've got 4 people on second, and they're just going to... but Arctic Foxes do take the Uber into them, and now the whole of Lowpander is actually behind the Arctic Foxes team right now, and they're just working these picks as they come, and now Mookie coming in from essentially behind has just completely crushed them, and they're going to have to get out. But yeah, Hildreth and Banny and Epic dying in that fight. A very odd exchange there, to say the least.
Definitely, they got in behind. I think they just wanted to go for the back cap. They knew that they were caught in too far against an Uber disadvantage. Uber's actually trying to use the banner to save himself there, but not going to work out. Arctic Foxes have 2 entry frags that they could use now. A 30% advantage. However, we do see... I'm just kind of sitting back at the moment, and that wraparound play didn't particularly work, and they're going to move him from this lower area as a zeFrosty.
They kind of got bamboozled by Lowpander there. They got a lot of damage onto the combo, but unfortunately for them, Funds does drop, and now it's Mookie trying to get behind. Such low health is going to get cleaned up, and now this is looking like a free mid take for Arctic Foxes, and on a map where it's very difficult to sort of push into the mid points. not looking too good for them, but they are taking this Uber into the second right now. They just capped up mid, and Ali's doing such a great job just taking spam onto them. It looks like Ubers wants to meet them with this Uber. He's just getting such great amount of damage there, and it's a solo Uber as well. They've flashed Arctic Foxes so much, and unfortunately not able to get any picks there, but yeah, they're just trading damage, trading Ubers, and seeing what they can get, and now the pick battle will commence.
And the repush is looking like it's going to come in. Raptor is going to back off, but this leaves Ali out in the open. He's going to be by that forklift, but 2 frags have gone the way of Arctic Foxes. DD falling as a result, but the Mookie actually going to fall to his death as the banner does come out. Funds falling as well. Casualties left and right for Lowpander. They're just trying to get onto Raptor with every fibre of their being, but can't do it, and this is going to buy them 50% Uber advantage for pushing into this last, and this is the best situation for securing a round zeFrosty.
Yeah, they've got so much advantage right now. Raptor didn't even take a single point of damage when they all sacked onto him, so great job from him dodging everything and making sure he can stay alive for his team. And now we do see Mr. Epic up on the sniper. He's been known to hit these crazy shots onto Raptor before, so hopefully he can bring it out for Lowpander and maybe stop them from taking this last point. But Funds and Mookie up on the heavy and engineer respectively, holding this left hand side, but Arctic Fox is taking the Uber and instantly take down Ubers and the sentry gun, and now they've just got so much position, everyone for Lowpander in that spawn area, and they're just going to be starting to play the point, and Lowpander are just too far away, so much cap time, and yeah, everyone's just getting completely munched on the point, and that is around to Arctic Fox. It's such a great play there. They realised everyone was in the spawn and there was nothing they could do about it.
It felt kind of like deja vu back to that second round on Gully Wash, where everyone was sort of in spawn, and when you rotate through spawn on any map, you always need 1 or 2 players playing the point just to make sure that that exact situation doesn't happen. But they're just so good at playing the point, Arctic Foxes. They know the holes that they can abuse, and they just stand on the point and cap it outright, bait them to the point. But we see no off classes on the side of any team, but DD and Feeling going to go behind deep, and they have made their way through to the toxic area. Marosh is going to fall, but the demo is down, and Raptor falls swiftly. DD and Feeling are going to try and get onto Vanny, but lovely stuff from him. DD, one last ditch effort. Ali moving forward, possibly could get some damage onto Mr. Epic. He's going to miss it there, but this fight is going the way of Arctic Foxes somehow.
Yeah, they've just got so much damage. They realised that the soldier aggression put in such great work for them, and unfortunately Vanny not quite able to deliver the heals. He was backing up for a health pack, but luckily he did stay alive and all that. I mean, despite the fact he only had 1 scout with him towards the end of that fight, there's the Arctic Fox's aggression wasn't quite able to get onto them, and now they're just going to be looking to push this midpoint from lower. Going to be able to catch out Ali as well. He's going to fall, but DD and Marosh on the back cap right now, and it's only Mr. Epic there to defend, and it looks like Lowpander are going to have to come back and try and help him.
Oh, but here comes Ubers, absolutely destroying them, shuts down that back cap very, very fast, and that's 2 free frags with 20-second spawns that they could use. Mookie skipping forward, nice jumps there, looking to just shut down Feeling, making sure that he can't get onto Vanny respectively. Point capped up on the side of Lowpander, but Raptor and the gang looking to reply. They do have an Uber advantage, but they do have a sniper, and that could hinder them or help them.
Yeah, we do see Marosh in the forward spawn right now. He's decided to change back to scout, so either way it doesn't matter. They do have the 100% Uber advantage. They're going to be... Marosh does eventually come in here, but Uber is getting a nice pick onto Ali. That's going to stump their push a little bit, you know. It's difficult to push into any point without Ali, especially when he's such a high impact player such as a demo man, just locking off areas of the map. But yeah, that's allowed Vanny to get his Uber charge, and they're going to be able to defend this midpoint. It's just the scouts on the left hand side, but yeah, they're just going to have to completely hightail it out. Ali only just respawning now, and the soldiers of Arctic Fox is unable to get in and put any aggression onto the Lowpander team. But yeah, we just see it is still 2-1, so Lowpander, if they're going to make anything work, then now's a good time. They should just try and maybe take a trade, put Mookie on some dumb alt class, which looks like he's going for because he's just went in and died. So we're going to see him possibly up on the sniper or maybe on the spy.
Yeah, definitely, and looks like Arctic Foxes are hungry for this. Marosh going to go in for the counter sack, perhaps bit off more than he could chew, but that is going to supply them a pick on the flank that they could possibly use. And it looks like Mookie has not actually spawned on any off class, so possibly a fake, possibly a double bluff on the side of Lowpander.
But Marosh knew exactly what was happening. They saw the Mookie going into feed, and he's instantly up on that spy. He's checking all the crazy plays, but we do see the players coming in here. Mookie taking a bomb onto Raptor, and he drops the medic, and he's able to get some nice aggression onto Ali as well, and that is a crazy good play from Mookie, just taking down that, taking down the medic of Arctic Foxes, letting Lowpander just walk in this toxic area completely for free. But both the soldiers of Arctic Foxes looking like they could have got some aggression. Indeed, jumping in right now, going on to Vanny, does pop off that Uber, but yeah, crazy play from Mookie there.
Morosh again, just somehow behind, seems to teleport behind almost, and just gets that force onto Vanny. Not so terrific this map, but definitely gets that force, and that is going to stop them completely from rolling on to last with those 2 frags. The heavy already up, and definitely cannot be pushed onto with even Ubers.
Yeah, unfortunately not. You know, the play from Mookie not quite able to come out there, and yeah, we do see the DD up on that sentry gun again. He's been favouring it the whole time. I mean, it's just such a great play, especially when Ubers is up on that up on the cow mangler. He's not quite able to put any spam onto it, so just making it extra difficult for Lowpander to push in here. They do have the full Uber advantage. I mean, the full Uber right now. Just going to see what they can try and do, trying to spot for any off-class season. They won't really be able to see, they have seen the sentries actually gone down. Mookie is trying to get some damage on the right-hand side here, but eventually he does just sack, and now he's probably going to go back into that spawn, go for an off-class and see what he can get done.
Yeah, I think that was just an information bomb, seeing where the sentry was. He did bomb directly on top of the sentry, not something you typically see, but that's why I think it was just an information bomb, buying some room for his off class to see where everything is, and see what the combo is, and let alone the sentry as well. So we'll see if he does go on to any off class, and he has actually gone on to the sniper, so looking to take another duel with Morosh, but Morosh checking again. Very smart play from him, and he's gonna want to challenge him. He's up on the sniper, on the defensive sniper. Mookie is gonna have a hard time meeting Morosh head to head.
Yeah, Morosh has just been such a consistent sniper throughout this series so far, just hitting crazy shots, and if Mookie's able to take him down, it will give him so much room, but right now he doesn't get the shot onto him on this left hand side, and now Morosh knows exactly what he's up to, and it's just going to be this sniper duel, and he's going to have to make something happen quick.
Definitely, the time is now a factor. 4 minutes. Lowpander are going to be feeling the squeeze. They definitely do not want to go to a decider map. Mookie taking a little bit of a shot there, but as I say, time is a factor. Every second counts here. And Arctic Foxes are just playing hyper defensively. They have a sniper and a sentry, so looking to shut down all the entrances of attack. And Morosh just looking to be one of those things that stunts the push. You see a banner up on Ubers, but possibly just going to buy some entry for Mookie. Morosh holding ever so close, but timer ticks away, and Lowpander need to make a play.
Yeah, they definitely do. 3 minutes on the clock here. They're 2-1 down, and how this game's been going, it's just been so slow, and that is not good for them whatsoever. Morosh taking down Hildreth, the demo man, is certainly something you want to have on this. Just any time. You just want your demo man to never die, ideally. But Hildreth does go down, and now, yeah, the players of Lowpander have just had to completely give up this lobby area, and now it's looking even harder for them. They're going to have to take this lobby and then get into last. It's just so difficult to get in lobby, let alone push this last point, when you've got a sniper and a sentry gun up on this Arctic Foxes side.
Definitely, and Mookie on the spy. He knows he has to make a play, but speaking of play, Morosh, it's an amazing headshot onto Funds there. Funds, one of the star players of Lowpander. And speaking of which, Mookie is going to get found by a pipe in the open out of nowhere from Ali. Ali just spamming there, hits the cloaked spy. Very unfortunate.
Actually, oh sorry, yeah, didn't want to interrupt you, but Morosh looked like he was about to go for some crazy play on the under area, but he decided to back up, just not fulfilling what we were all wanting. I thought he was going to go for some crazy play and headshot Vanny, but no, he's decided to back up. And either way, Arctic Foxes have got this lobby, and it does look like, is it Ubers? I think I heard a banner just get popped off. I think, yeah, and he's popped off the battalions.
Is up on Spy, third time's the charm, and he's looking for the Sideshow play. Sideshow famously saying that Spy, they'll never expect Spy 3 times. Gonna get close to the sentry, spots everything, and the banner has come out, so this is gonna be perfect distraction. The sniper falls, so no threat there. and they are just using this as an entryway. No spam coming towards them, and Mookie is just going to gun down Feeling. This is 2 frags, and they're just going to play the point on the side of Lowpander, and now they have to pop. Look how much space and frags they've got without even having to pop, and this stands them in good stead for winning this, and Raptor is going to fall possibly.
Yeah, they've got such a great aggression on this right-hand side. Raptor going to such low amounts of HP, and they just play the point. Absolutely great play from Lowpander. They're just keeping that height advantage, getting the spam down, and they just backed all of the Arctic Fox's players into a corner and won the round.
Lowpander have done it. I mean, with 2 minutes left, you've got to be feeling the pressure, so really smart play to go in with the banner and the spy and just use that as the ultimate distraction for Feeling to be gunned down by Mookie there. But both these teams looking to be frustrated. 50 seconds is more than enough time to get around. You can get around in this time, but it's looking like it's going to go to a golden cap zeFrosty.
Yeah, we can see Hildreth get some good damage onto the scouts early on there. Both the soldiers from Arctic Foxes just going in. Vanny getting taken down instantly. Raptor staying alive with 66 HP, just dodging and ducking about, and it's only Mr. Epic alive, and 30 seconds on the clock. If Arctic Foxes make this happen fast, then they could potentially take the round. Only Feeling died on that mid, so he can just rocket jump in to his heart's content and potentially be there for his team on the last fight.
Oh, no.
It looks like they're already going for them.
But they've stepped off the cap. This could be costly here. I'm not sure if they'll get it in time. They already are fighting last, and the sentry is going to fall, and they're stacking the cap. They could do this, but look at this reply double bomb from Lowpander, and it's all falling apart from Arctic Foxes. What a wonderful attempt there. They just wiped the mid there, but it is going to go to golden cap. It looked very, very close there. I'm sure everyone was on the edge of their seat there, but Arctic Fox is not going to do it, and that is going to go to a golden cap, and this is even more pressure for Arctic Foxes. They look so in control at the start of the map, and then Lowpander just coming back and coming back to bite them, and now Arctic Foxes are actually fighting for their spot to stay in the upper bracket. Yeah,
this is looking pretty difficult for them now after Lowpander. They'll probably be on a bit of a high there. They just defended and got the cap, and I mean, despite the fact these mids, I don't think they've won a single mid so far. They've just not been, this definitely just isn't their map at all. I mean, the Mookie Heavy wasn't working, the Mookie Soldier wasn't working, and just the aggression from Feeling and DD is just so strong. They just get in, coordinate their bombs, and Vanny should just be fearing for his life as soon as he hears that round timer start, to be honest. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they get onto him. But yeah, if Lowpander can somehow figure out how to deny these bombs, stop them from getting their absolute mega aggression onto them just right at the start, then they can maybe take this down. But so far, Feeling and DD have just been doing such a great job, it's hard to tell.
Definitely. Marush having a really dominant showing once again, kind of under the radar since, you know, generally not getting so many hero shots, but that can't be discounted. Marush having definitely a good game. Same with Funds. Mookie as well, really creative strategies, and Uber's good as always. So, who are you expecting to win this mid, and could we see the heavy again on this mid?
Yeah, I think the mid is 100% going to Arctic Foxes, in my opinion. They've just had such coordinated aggression that it's very nice to watch when you see both the soldiers bomb across the point, get such great damage, and then everyone from their team goes across with them. Just such a great play and coordination coming out from them. They're just, I want to see them keep on doing that. But yeah, if somehow someone can bring out a gimmick on the side of Lowpander to somehow counter it, then go for it. But as it stands so far, it's looking like an Arctic Fox mid, but their last pushes have been a bit dire so far. They've not quite been able to capitalize on it, and if they let Lowpander play their game and take it down a very, very slow pace, then they could potentially just bait in their aggression, give them give them up second point, and then just slowly and surely roll it from their last to last.
Yeah, definitely. I think Lowpander do have the chance to do it, especially coming off that, you know, comeback. You definitely got to feel good about yourself, and especially when you already have that one map under your belt, you can definitely, you know, start to feel less pressure than Arctic Foxes. But Arctic Foxes, if they lose this map, they are out, and they are down to the lower bracket to face off against another team. That match is yet to come, but they definitely don't want to be in that situation where they have to claw their way back up, and certainly they don't want to be in that situation. So Lowpander definitely not going to be feeling the pressure, and I think they're going to do this. I think that they're going to figure out the problems. They definitely have enough vocal players and enough understanding of the game with Vanny and Funds and Hildreth, all vocal players, so I'm sure they'll figure out and sort their stuff out for this next mid. Possibly going to see the heavy again. That could work, but hasn't worked this time. I think all the mids have actually gone the way of Arctic Foxes, I want to say, but definitely dominant showing from Arctic Foxes, but they did lose their way towards the end, and I think Lowpander are going to do this outright.
Yeah, I mean, Raptor obviously has a little bit of a different idea. We see him putting the BM exclamation mark extend in chat. You know, he's confident he's going to win this one. Personally, I think he is not wrong in doing so. I think this is, I guess it's good to have some conflict between us. You know, you think Lowpander have got it, I think Arctic Foxes have got it. So I guess we'll see who wins on that one. But yeah, in my opinion, I think Arctic Foxes have just been so strong that they can do it. But yeah, having a quick look at the logs, I guess. I haven't really looked at them at all. Just seeing Uber's putting in fat damage as always. I mean, he's just such a pinnacle player for Lowpander. Just takes those heals, takes those banners in, and I think if he can coordinate with Mookie a bit better on these mids, maybe get some sort of soldier bombs coming in before Arctic Foxes can do their thing, then they could potentially maybe salvage it.
I agree, and I think that's just the key. Aggression is what's needed for Lowpander on these mids. They've had the heavy, so that's all they've had to play around. You know, they feel like if they can tank the heavy and get that damage off him and get those bombs off him, that they can just sort of win outright and just have him spam from a long range and control the map inch by inch. But it's just not working. The early aggression from Arctic Foxes is too much to handle. They just get so much map control so early. I think we did see a good showing when they took over the left-hand side with some aggression. It still kind of failed though because Feeling and DD went behind. However, it is better than nothing, and I think Lowpander just need to aggress forward with it or without a heavy.
For sure, yeah. I think the heavy, I don't know, in my opinion, is a bit of a detriment, but I guess we can see if it'll work for them.
Definitely. And we did just get the call that it's live in 90, so let's just have a little gander at these logs. We do see Mr. Epic having a definitely good showing, 19-6. Damage fairly low on all sides. Ubers though, as I say that, 346 damage per minute, 10,000 damage over the course of the map. That is amazing there. Feeling not far behind in terms of damage, but wow, what a showing from Ubers, really using that battalion's backup, and damage is always key, and I think Ubers played an integral role in that comeback there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, do you want to maybe put in a quick prediction for how many minutes this golden cap's going to do? I know we've already stated how long or who we think is going to win, but how do you think it's going to go? Do you think it's going to be an instant roll for Lowpander or not?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an instant roll for Lowpander. I think they're going to do something crazy. I think that they're going to go balls to the wall. They're going to absolutely pound. And I think it's going to be a 2-minute golden cap.
Alright, okay. Well, on that one, I guess I shall take you away to this mid. Potentially the last one we'll see tonight, but we do see here Lowpander taking this right-hand side very aggressively, and as you were saying, yeah, Mookie and Uber's getting some very nice aggression there. Mr. Epic and Fun's is able to completely capitalise on that, taking down Raptor, Feeling and Shocky down to such low amounts of HP, but the aggression has just been completely countered, and Arctic Foxes, despite the incredibly low health, have been able to take it. And yeah, that's crazy from them. They were looking in such dire situation, but 3 players versus 5 and they somehow make it work. Incredible plays from the Arctic Foxes.
Raptor did go down, so this is a saving grace from Lowpander. DD5F on that mid, just hitting 4 amazing frags there. What a play from him. DD looking for more. Go in. Uber's falling very low, but he's going to get cleaned up. And Lowpander looking to defend this. They don't want to get caught with their backs to the wall. And Arctic Fox is showing respect there, backing away. Even Ubers, they know it is even Ubers, and Vanny on that mid just kind of got caught in the open. He was just frolicking around, and it's very easy to get that, especially on a mid that has little vision as Reckoner. So you just kind of get caught sometimes, and it's very unfortunate. But Mookie up on the spy.
Yeah, Mookie is the one to watch right now, as you're just mentioning there, the spy play coming out from him. But for now, Lowpander, as I thought, they're just content to slow the game down as much as they possibly can, let pick classes go in, and it's so against what Arctic Foxes want to do a lot of the time. They're a very aggressive team. You see on these mids they've just been sending in their aggression and making it work, but when Lowpander slow them right down, they're just out of their comfort zone. And as we say that, DD trying to get in there doesn't really get too much onto Van. He does take him down a little bit low, but in the end it's not going to be enough, and Mookie is now thinking one player down, it's his time to shine, and he is just uncloaked and he's going to take down Ali and just get out. That's all he was wanting there, and now he's cloaked and went back into mid, and he's instantly uncloaked again, and the whole of Arctic Foxes are kind of distracted, and he's just been able to walk up behind him, get some nice shots onto Shocky, but is going to get taken down by DD.
Yeah, and that's actually a worse spawn on Mookie there, but good trade from Vanny. He has the much better Uber, but look at Arctic Foxes, they know it, and they're just going to disintegrate. Mr. Epic on the chase actually, DD5F taking a bit of damage in that lower area, but just a regular old trade, and possibly a repush coming from Arctic Foxes. DD5F getting a little bit touchy on the underside, but Ali just sticking off those chokes, and feeling is in.
Oof, that was very close. He nearly hit a nice shot into funds there, but unfortunately not going to be able to hit that today. And he's just keeping the spam, trying to see what he can do, try and keep the Lowpander players nice and low, as you would say. But yeah, Ali trying to get aggressive in this cargo area, get some nice aggression onto Ubers, trying to trap him out. But as we say that, Shocky and Feeling going down on the flank to the funds, and Mookie also trading off as well. So it's a 4v4 right now, and the Lowpander are just playing very far back and very passive right now. Don't want any aggression to get onto their medic at all.
Yeah, frags trading every which way, just saw frag after frag, and as you said, it was a 4v4. No one wanted to engage, no one wanted to be the first loser, and Mookie back up on that soldier roll, so they're just looking to stalemate this out. They really don't want to make a single mistake, and usually off classes are the ones that can cost you mostly, so it's kind of a high risk, high reward strategy, and they don't want to be having any risk involved here.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, we do see. Yeah, DD did launch in there, trying to get the force onto Vanny after that, but he does eventually pop off his Uber. Feeling does actually go behind, just distracting both the scouts of Lowpander right there, not quite able to get the aggression they might have wanted, and now the Arctic Foxes only 3 up on this mid fight right now. They're just gonna have to back off, because there's no way they're gonna be able to deal with the Lowpander. Like, a whole of the team is just gonna get in there, but we do see the back cap actually coming out, but nah, Mookie is on it already. He's trying to get some nice shots, but we do see Shocky able to clean him up, and the midpoint has been blocked successfully by the rest of his team. Shocky on this back cap does get it, and no spawners up for another 9 seconds, and is this going to be the round?
This is it, unless someone can save it, but this is it. Arctic Fox is taking this second map. What a play from Shocky, juking, showing his 1v1 prowess of old. On that second point, just back cap, sneaks behind, and wow, what a play from Shocky, single-handedly winning his team that golden cap. Looked tense, but strong showing on the mids from Arctic Foxes, and what a play to finish it. Arctic Foxes now on that third map. The third map is actually Badlands, so both these teams now feeling the pressure. I did talk about if Lowpander were feeling less pressure since they won that first map, but now that is futile, and Badlands is going to be the deciders of Frosty.
Yeah, definitely. They just, I mean, after that kind of play, we see Mookie kind of trying to get on the player on the point there, but Shocky just using that height advantage to perfection. And even though they could have potentially capped up that midpoint, but just the respawners of Arctic Foxes coming in perfect time, and now they've sent them off to Badlands, and Lowpander, after such a strong showing on Gullywash, just keeping them in the game, and they're gonna really, I don't know, I don't think it's going to be very good for Arctic Foxes on this map, to be fair, but you know, the aggression can come out from them, and I think they could potentially do it, but I think this is going to be a Lowpander map, to be honest with you.
Really? Do you think that they can bounce back? I mean, it must be disheartening for them to, you know, lose that map after winning the first in such close fashion as well. They had that colossal comeback, and then they just to lose it just from their grasp. It must be kind of disheartening, but they did have the right idea towards the end. It does show that they do have that passion still. They did make all of the right decisions. They sort of went in with that aggression despite being passive all the other mid. So they do know what they're doing, and they do know how to adapt and show those mistakes. But I think, yeah, Arctic Foxes are going to win this. They're going to ride the momentum home. Yeah,
I definitely think maybe that's what is going wrong for them. Maybe they need to adapt a little bit quicker. You see their players they can't bring out their strats towards the end when they could have easily just, you know, did that throughout the match and potentially won a mid off of it. But yeah, unfortunately, not quite able to bring it out that time. And now on this Badlands, though, I think if the soldier aggression of Arctic Foxes says anything, I think the mids are probably going to go their way here as well. They've just been doing such a great job of coordinating and get those picks that they definitely do need. And if they're able to do it on Badlands, which is a pretty tight mid, and if Ali prevalent jumper main as demo man, if he's able to get to mid instantly, lock off Hildreth and make sure those scouts are getting damaged on those crates, then he could potentially let them get those aggression into them instantly and maybe win the mid for them.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that we do usually see is Lowpander like to run Mookie on the heavy on this map. Obviously not working too well on Reckoner, but that is a completely different mid with completely different terrain. And so far, from what I've seen, the heavy works fairly well on Badlands. You have a lot of sightline. You can't really get bombed from any angle. You can deny pretty much anything coming your way. And I think that's something that we'll see, at least experimented with on the side of Lowpander.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there, but my I think my mumble just crashed, so I didn't hear any of that. But whatever. Do you want to just keep carrying on?
Yeah, I just explained that Lowpander kind of like to use the heavy to mid, and it can kind of deny everything in its wake. I think that's something that we can see, and they've done that throughout the season on Badlands, especially in week 1 and week 2. So I don't know. I think although it didn't work too well on Reckoner, could show up on this mid.
Yeah, definitely. I guess the off-classing heavy is always something you need to watch out for. It's one of those things where if they expect it, it's kind of difficult for it to work. But because of just the way the heavy is, you know, you got 450 health, you're basically like more valuable pick than the medic, I guess, where you just want to be focused down from the enemy team if they're wanting to get anything out of it. And now it's going to be difficult for them to like push across, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like if he's able to get some position as a heavy on the crates and deny the soldier bombs, then he could potentially go big for his team.
Especially with mercs as well. Like if you have coordination and you scrimmed Lowpander like 100 times or whatever, like most of these teams have, you kind of get a feel for what happens and the kind of probability that something will happen at any given time from Mookie. But when you have 2 mercs, it's really kind of hard. Like no matter how familiar you are with them, it's really hard to kind of have that fundamental coordination. And you know, if someone's tilting, that can offset everyone else. And you know, it's sometimes hard to deal with these off-the-wall strategies. So possibly the heavy could be the one that shines through for Lowpander. But I think Lowpander are having a big talk right now. They're sorting their stuff out and they are talking to certain players who need to show up. But one team has readied up. That is Lowpander. So I think Mookie needs to show up big. Same with Funds.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Funds is such a crucial player that he's just been able to. If he puts out big stats, then you know it's pretty much game over. I mean, when he's in the flow of things, it's very difficult for you to really counter it. I mean, Scout is pretty much the best class in the game apart from Medic. But in terms of DM, if you have a Scout that's just hitting every shot, then there's not a whole lot you can really do about it. But yeah, if Mookie is also able to sort of go for his shenanigans, we've seen him in the past get those crazy spy plays, and we've seen all sorts of plays goes on this last to try and break stalemates. But hopefully we see something come out of either of those players to sort of push Lowpander a bit ahead. But either way, I mean, both teams looking very strong, and yeah, it's going to be a close one.
Definitely. I think a lot of people might have expected it to go to a third map, but a decider is always good. I think 1 map apiece for these teams, and whoever loses this map is going to get knocked down into the lower bracket. That is a lot of weight riding on your shoulders, especially if you're aiming for finals as well. That's not what you want. You'll be in either 3rd or 4th, I believe. So that's not something you want, especially Lowpander. They did say that they want to make finals if they wanted to, and obviously Arctic Fox is looking to at least get the place that they got last season, that is 2nd, so they do want to make the finals, of course, and whoever wins this will head to the upper bracket finals to play another team we do not yet know of.
Nope, it's 7. Played yesterday, remember?
Oh yeah. Who is it?
It's Sevens in the upper bracket final.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, they will face off against Seven. That's my bad completely. But yeah, so facing Seven, I mean, both these teams have had decent results against Seven, especially, you know, last season as well. So definitely, it's not a chance you want to miss out on. Both these teams trying extra hard to get that place in the upper bracket finals. So, predictions for Frosty.
My predictions for this map, I'm going to go for... I'm going to be optimistic and say something like a 4-3 to Lowpander, just hoping for a mildly fast game instead of watching Badlands last. That's all I hope for. As long as we're not on Badlands last for 15 plus minutes of the game, then I'm fine.
I agree. I think Lowpander are going to run away with this. But Arctic Foxes are looking strong, and let's see how they reply. Mookie, as I said, up on that heavy. This is very much expected from him. It'll be interesting to see how much of an impact he does have. Ali, very fast to mid, looking to just take control of that window, but take us away as a Frosty.
Yeah, we just see Marosh getting a very aggressive stance, and Hildreth is on such low amounts of HP. He's already backed out to choke there, but unfortunately not going to be able to pick up that kill. And we do see the aggression. Didi in that house already gets some nice damage onto the scout. And yeah, Mookie is up on the heavy, just not getting focused down at all really. He's gone down to half health, but he's still up and alive. Fun's putting in some fat damage, getting his third kill on that mid, but it's only Raptor and Shocky living there. And the heavy of Mookie is just coming out strong there, just completely denying any jumpers from even thinking about getting on Banny there. And yeah, that's everyone alive on the side of Lowpander and looking to get into this lobby right now and hopefully go for the last push.
Didi had quite a nice reply there. He kind of skip jumped into the window, which is really nice. You can kind of abuse the vision but still have control. Obviously, if you're behind, you have a lot more, you know, mental control over the enemy team. You can kind of lurk in the shadows, and just the heavy can't shoot you essentially. So kind of a nice reply, but it does get shut down from one of the scouts there. I think they just turned around instantly and killed him. And yeah, Fun's having a really good showing on that mid, and the heavy is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, if they can somehow position this heavy for this last push to get in. Oh, actually, as I say that, Mookie has actually gone back and swapped off onto soldiers, so either way, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Just going back to that forward spawn, getting the... I guess the class is probably better for this last push in the end. I mean, heavy can work by pushing them in top right, just getting some spam and taking focus away from your demo man, but either way, it does look like they're maybe going to try and go for some sort of sack. Mookie peeking this lower right hand side right now, trying to get something, but yeah, we do see a lot of the players actually distracting for Mookie to get in. He is on the point with a pain train, and everyone's had to drop down, and unfortunately for Mookie, Mr. Epic has also died, so he's not quite able to get on the point. But yeah, Lowpander have backed off onto this Grey Bridge area already.
Yeah, and again, Notorious. Ooh, Mirage, speaking of Notorious, takes down Ubers with a lovely headshot, and that is going to buy tons of time. They know that those other two players are still respawning, so they can just use that room to their advantage, taking control of the high ground on the spire. But Hildreth is hungry, he wants to contest. Ali looking in a trouble here with the duel with Funds, and Funds is going to take down Ali, as well as Mookie taking down Feeling, so that has backfired onto Arctic Fox's Shocky. Possibly going to get caught in the open as well. Mr. Epic is in onto Mirage as well. 3 casualties going the way of Arctic Foxes, and they've been forced. This is the worst case scenario for Arctic Foxes, as Ubers is on the back cab.
Yeah, that was absolutely crucial that Raptor stayed alive and kept his Uber there, but he just dropped everyone and allowing the Lowpander players to play that point. After the massive amounts of cap time that Mookie got from that play before, they were just able to clear it up. They're not quite able to drop down on time, and that's the first round going to Lowpander. That's 4 minutes in, they already got a round, and they're going to be feeling happy about that. They've bounced back from that quite unfortunate turn of events on Reckoner very well. Definitely
Mookie opting for that heavy roll again. Looking to see how Arctic Foxes will reply. It looks like they're opting for this right hand side. Ali is going to say, we're going to abuse the vision, we're going to come straight ahead of you, full steam ahead. Hildreth getting knocked down very low in the choke, needs an arrow, and this is going to take the heals off the heavy, but they're not abusing this. It looks like Mirage and Didi are just going to fall, and Ubers and Funds are just ploughing forward while that heavy sits back and just watches over everyone. Good read from Lowpander, and they know the faults of their play in the way that they can be countered, so they just abuse that, and wow, what a response from Lowpander.
Yeah, that was great. They just got so much damage onto Arctic Fox's players, despite the fact, as you said, they kind of didn't focus the heals quite well enough. They just bullied them out of that last point, and they're pushing into last already. They just put massive amounts of damage onto Feeling, and Raptor is on 50 health on this lower, does eventually pop off his Uber, and only has a scout with him, and Ali does respawn eventually, but yeah, this is looking good for Lowpander. They're just going to have to keep this aggression up, and Mookie on the heavy, on the point, is just completely mulching them, and that is a second round going the way of Lowpander. And this is very reminiscent of the game yesterday where it was two very close maps, and now Lowpander looking to just completely roll it. Such a quick round coming out from them there, just in the zone, they know exactly what they're doing, and Mookie up on that heavy is just unstoppable right now.
Definitely, and Arctic Fox just need to change something. 2 rounds might not seem a lot, but it's definitely hard when things get slower to crawl your way back from. Uber's going very aggressive, not something you've seen, and it just catches Ali kind of off guard. Uber's backed away very nicely there, DD flying high, and Marosh is actually behind. Lots of good damage there. Vanny could be in trouble. Marosh is just going to stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's going to go up to Vanny once again. That's the showing that we've seen on this first map. Mookie falls very low, no heals to tank him now. He's going to throw a sandwich to his teammate. Feeling going to fall in the back lines, but now Raptor sitting on a hefty 60% Uber advantage.
Yeah, that's going to be really good for Arctic Foxes. They are all the way on their last right now. No cap time really coming up from Lowpander. Mr. Epic was trying to get there, but he sees that all the players are up on balcony and not going to quite be able to get anything off of that. Mookie has swapped back to the soldier class right now. He's going to be on this midpoint, laying down some spam, but yeah, I think they're just going to be trying to delay Arctic Foxes as long as possible. We do see Uber's up on the banner. You're going to be trying and just build that up and see what he can do, but Raptor is keen to push the rest of his team in through this valley area, and Mookie does bomb onto him, and he does get a lot of damage onto Raptor, not quite able to drop him, but does force that Uber off, and Lowpander are just able to use that information to back out, and they do have a bit of charge on their battalion's backup, and nearly got Uber as well, so they should be able to be in a position to just take this point right back.
Yeah, definitely going to see a quick reply. Uber's peeking for some information, just seeing how close they are. They could go fast if they really want to, and it looks like we're going to see the classic house push. Possibly choke as well, actually. So they're going to have to bomb deep if they want to get anything off this Uber and make it fruitful. Uber's falling very low, and this is allowed time for Arctic Foxes to disintegrate. They do take down Vanny, actually. DD bombing around the corner and dropping Vanny. That is amazing there. What a play from him, saving his team from the clutches of defeat. And Hildreth and Funds are going to fall as a result of having no medic. Mookie looking to make a reply, but what a shot from Feeling there. And wow. DD pulling out for his team. Yeah,
that was crazy. He just hid in that bush for so long and let the entire team bait out there, and Vanny just so confident in his ability of his team to take down DD, just let it get the worst of him, and unfortunately that does leave him in a sticky situation where they're on 100% Uber advantage for Arctic Foxes against nothing but a Pyro on top, which has been known to completely deny Ubers in the past, and Funds is looking to try that right now. They do take the Uber in top left, and Fun's staying alive quite a long time actually, but Ali has been able to take this left hand side very well, and the soldiers taking the right as well, just completely denying Lowpander from getting out this spawn area right now, and they're just playing it as slow as they possibly can, and slowly but surely taking down these picks. But Lowpander are doing a good job taking down Marosh and Feeling and Ali now, and it's just Shocky and Raptor, and unfortunately not going to be able to take this round. After such a great showing from DD taking down that medic, they're not going to be quite able to capitalise, and now Vanny with that 100% Uber is just going to be walking out onto second and trying to get some position on the Spire.
Yeah, Lowpander, nice error from Raptor there, saves DD from dying there, but look at this, Uber's blowing the banner, and the Uber popped off at the same time, kind of strange, but looks like they're just going to blast through this choke here. DD looking to block the Spire, just for some distraction possibly, get the damage off his team and onto him, but Uber's just looking... That was kind of strange, they didn't even get the force out, so kind of a wasted Uber, and it looks like Raptor and the gang are going to take it through, take down Ubers on this great bridge, and Lowpander have just been caught with their pants down, and he is going to get away. Boston Basher building very swiftly, but and a sentry being built as well, but kind of strange series of events for Lowpander.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate Uber there. They really, after Uber's popped off his banner, he should have just, you know, let him die, to be honest. No need to save him there with that Uber charge. You do see Shocky and Feeling, and oh my god, loads of players from the Arctic Foxes side just getting crumbled down there. They're trying to play the point quickly, but I think they realised they're on that Uber disadvantage and just trying to make something work out of it. But the spawners are already up for Arctic Foxes, so Lowpander might be trying to get a little bit overzealous, losing Funds, and Hildreth is kind of on his own in this point. They're going to have to back up to last, so despite the fact that Arctic Foxes lose 3 players, they're still not going to be able to get much position on that mid-second point.
Yeah, the Fun's pick isn't too much. It stops them from pushing out, but I don't think they expected that anyway. So Fun's just using that to his knowledge, trying to get a pick, try and get some caps on that Spire. But nearly up on the Uber, but they are walking into a Pyro, and Mr. Epic on the Sniper, so guaranteed early force from Raptor.
Yeah, and we do see them going this bottom right, trying to get the double soldier spam right now onto a player of Lowpander, but no, Mookie up on that conscious, just taking full advantage of that, staying alive, and even working with funds to get that pick, and now he's just got some nice charge onto his concher, and that double banner is probably going to be pretty soon up for up for the Lowpander team, and Arctic Foxes are going to have to play a bit scared around that. Once the Ubers are traded, they have to expect that these double banners are coming in.
Yeah, definitely. I think it could work really well on this map. Like, you could go through main or something and just like completely resist everything while moving at like you know, hyper speed, as it were, and just kind of moving up and taking all that ground and all that space, and there's nothing you can really do to reply except Uber, and if you do Uber then you're at a disadvantage. So, you know, definitely a really good play if you can get both those banners. So creative to think about this sort of thing, and definitely, you know, very fruitful if you can use it properly. But Mr. Epic still up on that Sniper, watching over everything, and
yeah,
Rosh actually on the Pyro.
Yeah, I was about to say, you mentioned creative, but Marosh has instantly replied with that the third class, the class that everyone wants updated, but no one ever is going to. But he's getting right onto the point, trying to set up for that air blast trap, but unfortunately it's just forced the Raptor to use his Uber, and Vanny is like in no position to be forced whatsoever. Mookie and Ubers do fall, but yeah, it's going to be the repush coming in for Arctic Foxes, trying to force off this Uber, but it's not looking good whatsoever. Hildreth going down to very low amounts of HP, but Vanny doing a great job of holding onto it, and that pyro play just did not work out at all.
It's really hard to push in to try and get a force or try and repush when you have a disadvantage, because they can just go behind you and catch your medic off. And you saw Raptor really tentative play there, didn't want to commit fully, and they just decided to back out once those spawns came in. Funds and Mookie on the Spy. Not sure if we're doing double Spy now. It looks like Mookie is just gonna actually be on the Spy, and Funds is checking. So I'm watching Mookie right now.
Yeah, he's the one that's going to make some sort of play. It looks like he's going for that classic roamer pick on the bottom right, but DD, turning his back constantly, is aware that that is a possibility at any given time. But we just see him actually walking up the Spire right now, seeing if he can maybe get himself into a bit of a better position, but it looks like Shocky has spotted him off, and he is looking for him right now. He definitely is not going to let Mookie get any sort of crazy plays right now, and he's just going to have to try and hide for his life right now.
Morosh actually back on the Pyro, so either to spy check or, you know, to reflect some damage on the push, and probably both. We saw him try and go on the point last time, but definitely having that spy checking ability. But as I say that, Ali falling, and this could hurt Arctic Foxes in all sorts of ways, especially with that spy up. They have to spy check and be defensive when they have a demo down. Very, very hard to do simultaneously. DD just looking down that right side, but it's interesting to see what they will do with the Pyro.
Yeah, I think they want to try and set up that play again where they go that bottom right, get the Pyro on the point, and try and find a position where they can just reflect spam damage off of the players that are capping. But at the moment, it's going to be pretty difficult for them. They have found the pick onto Mookie, but he's going to be up very shortly, and it looks like they're going for it right now. Marosh is on the point. He actually got on it this time. They've Ubered him, and now he's just going to blow them off, just trying to see what he can do. But unfortunately, I think he's just used a bit too much of his ammo. He's had to back off, and Arctic Fox is playing that point, getting a lot of cap time, but unfortunately not able to quite finish it off now. But the Lowpander players are on such a low ground that the Arctic Foxes are just raining spam onto them, and that is going to be the first round for Arctic Foxes on the board, tying or just bring it up to 2-1 for now. And that's what they needed. They needed to break that stalemate and get themselves back in the game.
Rush sort of just fell behind the point and took an arrow, and then re-engaged and actually took someone down with a shotgun on that Pyro roll. So definitely worked. Didn't work quite at the beginning of Air Blast. Not quite sure what they were trying. Mookie back up on the heavy, and Marosh is responding with a sniper.
That's what we like to see. Trying to bring out some counter strats. I'm going to be putting myself on his cam. He's putting a lot of sidelines lower. He does nearly take down Vanny, but not quite able to do it. And he's just whiffing so many more shots. Well, his team does eventually get a pick onto Hildreth, so that's a really good a good start for them. And despite the fact that Marosh hasn't been able to really do a whole lot this mid, the rest of his team have just completely cleaned up house, and the Mookie heavy on the mid point has just been completely ineffective. Vanny and Epic going to run off till that last point. And yep, that's really really good from Arctic Foxes. And DD looking like he wants to get up onto Vanny instantly. Gets a nice rocket onto him, and we've got to pause. Oh dear, of course we pause right at this exact moment. DD on 60 HP. Looks like that rocket missed onto Vanny, but you know, we can hope. Maybe Vanny will drop or die or whatever, yeah. But let's hope for the best.
I think DD only has one rocket, so unless Hildreth and Mr. Epic miss both their shots miraculously, then this seems unlikely that he'll get the force. I mean, unless a random crit happens, but that's definitely not going to happen. So yeah, DD not going to get the force, and this is just going to leave us on even Ubers, but the respawn's coming in for Lowpander. This is going to stand them in good stead for defending this point.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe Hildreth just piped DD and he'll swap to his Market Gardener and then take down Vanny. We can only hope. We can only hope. But yeah, as for now, I think the respawners of Lowpander are going to come up fairly shortly and potentially just hold off this last point. I mean, that's all they really want to do at this point. They've got the picks. They've got they've got the round advantage, and Badlands last as it is pretty hard to get onto. And if they don't come up with a whole lot, and it seems like that gimmick of putting the pyro through lower could maybe work again, but I doubt they would let it happen twice in a row.
No, definitely not. And Marash is obviously opting for this sniper now. Still rolling out as we see him now, but DD's sack, as we presume, is going to be unsuccessful, so we're not going to see too much from Marash speaking aggressively. Just going to watch over those sidelines, make sure they can't counter sack in any sort of way, but it'll be interesting to see if Arctic Foxes do enter lobby off the back of this.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to want to try and get some sort of position in lobby. We do see Ali already on the cap, so I think he's going to be very keen to try and get in there, do some damage, get him some position, and yeah, we do see Marosh still on the sniper, so if anything, they're just going to try and work a pick for him. And you never know, maybe this pause is a tactical pause. We don't really allow them. I'm pretty sure they're not allowed, but you know, someone might. Oh right, Marosh had high ping apparently, so he's breaking his internet somehow. But yeah, it does say actually he's on 330 ping right now in the server, so maybe he's restarting his net and we'll be back in a minute.
Yes, indeed, and I just want to see Marash go absolutely ham. It is on his shoulders. I mean, the time shouldn't be too much of a factor. They do have plenty of time to experiment with this sort of things, as we have seen, but you don't want to get it down too low and waste all your time putting all your eggs in the sniper basket, because you know that Mookie or Mr. Epic will respond on that sniper. So, do you think Marash can pull it out of the bag for his team?
I mean, we've seen him hit some crazy shots in the past, but I guess if it's in the next 90 seconds, maybe not, considering his high ping. But we never know. We've seen high ping snipers do great work before. Like, just anyone can go big. I mean, DD can go big, which he didn't. He didn't go big. He just died. But either way, we're back in the game now. It looks like the unpause has eventually come through. Marosh must have fixed his internet somehow. I guess we shall see who is going to go up big for their team, and right now it's just Ali capping off the point and seeing what they can do and potentially take lobby off of this.
Definitely in. Looks like Raptor opting just to hold on the spy for now, seeing if anyone's behind, but possibly just communicating with this team, but they do want to enter lobby, as I'm going to retry. You take over for now.
Oh dear. It's happened again. But yeah, I mean, for now they're just going to try and get some position. We do see Mr. Epic just holding the top right now as sniper, trying to see what kind of picks he can get. But Marosh actually up on the pyro again, seeing what he can maybe do if he can repeat the miracle play that he got the last time of taking a bunch of spam and distracting the entire Lowpander team. But Yeah, for now. We do see Ali actually up on the Quickie Bomb launchers. He has cleared off the sticky, so Mirage is trying to get in this bottom right, and they're taking that Uber onto the point again. Air blasting Hildreth off of that point, but Uber's doing a great job taking down Ali, and then the rest of the players are just completely crumbling, and it's just feeling alive, and he is a respawner, so not going to be able to get anything off of this. And such a great hold from Lowpander, just able to completely deny that aggression from him.
I don't really know what the point of this Pyro play is. I mean, it seems really odd. Like, I can understand you Ubering him onto the point to sort of blow it away, and then Ali with the Quickie Bombs to blow off those stickies, but surely then you want the Pyro to cap, or you want a Scout to get on it, and both those things we didn't see. But, you know, fairly big Uber advantage, and Hildreth wants to lead it as the banner gets popped off, and it seems like Arctic Foxes know that they can't do anything about the banner. They can't reply with spam, and they can't do anything, as we see Mirage getting taken down there. But Vanny actually goes down. I am very, very dumb, as I missed one of the most crucial picks made by Mirage. Does it again and again throughout this fixture. Vanny has gone down, and that puts Arctic Foxes in very good stead. Yeah,
even the insurance banner of the 30% damage resistance wasn't able to save him there, and now Raptor doesn't even have Uber yet, but the rest of his team are looking to try and push it through choke right now. Feeling getting completely crushed, and then the Uber does get popped off by Raptor, going down to 50 HP. But yeah, only Hildreth actually falling in this fight, so if Fanny plays his cards right, he might be able to work himself a little bit of an Uber advantage, but I think just the way that it's worked out, Raptor popped it in time that it's now pretty much even. And without Hildreth there to block choke and Mookie behind, it might be very easy for the Arctic Foxes to just push in, which it looks like they're going to do.
Feeling looking to get a little bit of damage to stop Mookie from coming immediately behind. It looks like DD is going to fall with Mookie behind and Shocky very low. This is looking dire for Arctic Foxes. Ali is going to pick up Ubers, but that is not enough. And the Ubers are even once again.
Yeah, I mean, we do see Mookie is still behind, building up the conch on the back lines, just seeing what he can do. But yeah, Lowpander are looking like they're going to secure this midpoint right now. They do have the Uber on the point. But DD is actually trying to do his crazy bomb in there, not quite able to land it with fruition as he normally does. But the Ubers are being traded right now, feeling on the shotgun right now, taking a nice meat shot onto Mr. Epic, but not quite able to get any sort of pick there. And Lowpander are just going to be able to push back in with Mookie on the back cap. They're just going to hightail it out there. Arctic Foxes are split up, not quite able to focus down any particular direction, and both the scouts going down now. Lowpander doing a great job of working off of that. Nobody to shoot the skies, and everyone dying on the side of Arctic Foxes. It's just DD and Raptor alive, and now it's just DD, and they've taken the second point, and if they're quick enough they can maybe get onto this last point.
Yeah, with both those scouts down, they can just wail on them. Those soldiers just absolutely going forward and pounding, and scouts cleaning up in their true fashion. But wow, this has brought Vanny an 80% over advantage. We do see a Pyro on Mirage. He's favoured that Pyro all game, and definitely good for denying this Uber through this tiny choke point top right. You can just completely successfully deny it, and with Shocky on the heavy as well, we do see the Uber come out.
Yeah, we do see the Uber coming in this top left hand side for Lowpander. They do get some nice spam, feeling going down very low, and Marosh not exactly healthy himself, but the stickies are still in the point, so nobody's really going to play for it right now. Mr. Epic is hiding behind the combo right now, and if he's able to come up, he could maybe steal that sandwich and get onto Raptor, but he looks like he's just going for the point, and he's turned a lot of heads. But yeah, unfortunately DD is looking straight at him and not able to get anything off of that. And they've had to back up all the way to this Greybridge area, and they're just happy to hold the second point. Raptor not quite got his Uber.
Look at the spawns on Mr. Epic. He spawned in essentially 5 seconds, so that is so fast, and he's already back in the fight here. So you can't really push off these picks, and despite it was a good pick, they can't. They do opt to push out for it, and the banner is popped, and Mirage is behind, gets swiftly taken down, and that is 2 scouts down once again for Arctic Foxes. And with an Uber coming out without scouts, it's going to be awful. But Vanny goes down to Ali's lovely pipe there. He shows why he's one of the best demo man in the world there. What a play from him, but Uber's looking to make a reply. Raptor is caught between a rock and a hard place, and look at this aggression from Lowpander. They're going to secure their 3rd round.
Yeah, they just did not care that Vanny was not with them at all there. They just walked in, they realised the Arctic Foxes players were low, and just pushed from every which angle, so they had to turn their heads every single way to try and get some focus call, but they just weren't able to do it in the end. And then Lowpander picking up their 3rd round here. It's 3-1. 9 minutes to go, and the way this game has been playing, it's very slow, so they're going to have to try and ump up the pace. We do see Ali getting some nice spam onto Hildreth on this first part of the mid. Marosh is ready to pounce on him right now, and they're doing that. The Lowpander players are so low, and Arctic Foxes are just able to completely deny them, and they're just going to have to back it up already. 4 players up, but they just cannot win this mid.
Phelan hit some lovely prediction rockets there onto Mookie. He knew that he could only strafe onto the balcony, so just sunk 2 rockets there and swiftly took him down. But Didi is hungry. He wants to move forward, see if he can get anything. He knows that Funds is still down, so this makes a little bit of entry for him to move in on this right hand side, but Mookie is watching over.
Yeah, we do see Feeling is actually in this main area as well, and he's getting very deep, but good aim from Funds there, just completely crushes him, just denies his bomb completely. And we do see Arctic Fox is just going to be holding this lobby area. Maybe that means maybe Arctic Fox is going to try and put Feeling on something interesting, maybe a banner, maybe anything like that, but in the end, nah, it just looks like he's holding the door open for Ali to come up on the Quickie Bomb launcher and try that push it again, see what they can get.
Yeah, no notable pyro this time, so that looks like they're trying it without the pyro. I do want to check if any of the soldiers have a pain train on. Typically, what you can do is you can clear the stickies on the point and then jump a soldier through, and he gets 2 times cap speed, so you can just kind of cap it out almost outright. We do see 2 soldiers moving through on this right hand side. They're looking to take this right side, and I think Ali is just going to disable the stickies from main. And they're looking to take the super directly onto the point, but Hildreth, too fast, too furious, takes down Shocky. Looks like Arctic Forces just don't know where to go, and Mirage has fallen on the flank, and they're just going to have to retreat. Too slow on the side of Arctic Foxes, and it costs them. Yeah,
and Mr. Epic actually gets the flank onto Ali as well, and he's just putting the aggression on the Raptor on such low HP. He has to pop off his Uber just to even think about getting out, and he's all alone in this valley area. Yup, he does the honourable thing and just kill binds there, but unfortunate for the Lowpander side, Vanny does have to pop off his Uber, and yeah, they're not going to be able to just directly walk in here, but we do see Marosh actually up on the spy, so maybe he can get some sort of play.
Definitely. He's going to uncloak behind Vanny. Can he do it? They haven't actually spotted him, and he takes him down. What a play from Mirage. He does this every single time. What a play from Mirage there. He's got Vanny's number in this fixture.
And he gets out alive.
He does get out.
Both scouts shooting at him, and he's just able to live, and then that whole distraction is just completely bamboozled the Lowpander team. They all fall to Arctic Foxes, and this is such a great position for them to be in. Everyone's up. They have the Uber advantage of 50%. And Marosh on spy, so they can potentially get another pick off of this. Absolutely crazy. What the hell happened there?
Definitely, Marosh getting the crucial pick. Definitely the star player for Arctic Foxes, turning up when he needs to, and still on the spy. It'll be interesting to see if they do watch out for this. If he can get another entry pick, and with an Uber advantage as well, Uber could buy distraction for him, but he is going to be set on fire. Lovely spy checking from Funds, gets taken down there. So true pyro play there coming out from Funds, and it'll be interesting to see if Arctic Foxes use this Uber, but they are going to.
Yeah, they're coming in this top left, doing the classic demo and scout Uber, but Funds has just done such a great job, doesn't even die, he's just denied that Uber completely top left, and Shocky does fall, but he does trade for Funds eventually, and now it's up to Arctic Foxes with low HP to try and get some sort of pick. Raptor only 20 health, he's just going to have to hightail it out of this lobby, and yeah, they just sort of the curse of pushing again, just both teams not getting any success trying to push out anyone against that's just the moral of the story. 6v6, just don't bother pushing, it's not going to work.
Again, Mirage just getting the force onto Vanny there. The tail end of that fight, it looks bleak for them, but he just gets the force, and this is allowing them to repush. But Arctic Foxes, their health is so low, and while they're reloading, it's not looking good for them. They can't keep committing through this choke, so they're just going to swiftly back off. Hopefully repush again, but 5 minutes left to get 2 rounds. It's not looking good for them, and definitely possible, more than enough time, but they need to make something happen fast, especially on even Ubers. There's a tendency to slow down, and when it slows down, that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, definitely. They're just holding, Lowpander are just holding this trash area right now. Didi actually getting a very big launch, and he takes down Vanny with the shovel. Great play from DD right there, and the rest of his team is going to be able to follow up on that. Absolutely incredible. He just does a skip jump and nothing can deny him, and he just takes him down with a meme spoon. Great job from him, and Arctic Foxes really needed that right now. They have 5 minutes. Can they get in? Yeah, they're playing the point. Have used that Uber, and yeah, the Lowpander players just falling one by one, and that is a round going to Arctic Foxes. Incredible play from him.
DD5F just coming out, wonderful skip jump off the spire. They needed a big play, unthinkable things there on the spire there, taking down Vanny, just flies in with that market gun and takes him down, and now 4 minutes is more than enough time to slow things down, think about what they're going to do, but no heavy on the side of Mookie. Surely this is the time to go heavy, but they're opting just for the cookie cutter, and Arctic Fox is looking to reply as Ubers flies in deep. His Pine draws some fire, but feeling looking to reply.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Lowpander right now. Everyone is on such low HP. Ali and Raptor do die, but Vanny and the rest of his team have just been completely crushed. Hildreth was so unable to do anything on that mid. He just got rushed by a scout, and after being trapped out by Ali, there was not a lot he could really do. He just had to back off the choke and take spam, and then Arctic Fox is able to work off of that aggression. But yeah, no, unfortunate for Lowpander to lose that mid. 3 minutes left, but Arctic Fox is looking like they're getting back in the game here. Despite Raptor falling on that, they can maybe try and get something out of it.
Feeling was really smart with his bomb there. I think the entirety of Arctic Fox's work. There's a period when a soldier goes behind you when he's reloading those 2 or 3 rockets, and that he doesn't want to contest you because he's reloading, obviously. So when that happened, when the player was reloading, Feeling just went forward. He said, you know, that's
Ali is trying to arrow build. He just kills himself 1 second. What the hell happened? Oh my god.
Has Ali just single-handedly thrown this game?
Yeah. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Okay, so that's going to be a few more seconds that they're going to have to wait before pushing in, but that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Has he killed himself to go on quickie bombs? He hasn't. Or has he? He's going back to spawn, but that was the dumb. He hit his head on the skybox and then just cratered, and it was the dumbest. I mean, that's TF2 in a nutshell, really. Just stupid things happening left and right, and oh man, ooh, that's hilarious. But even Uber's here on Arctic Fox's side, and Feeling looking to take it at least for some information.
Yeah, right, okay. I'll try and compose myself for this last 2 minutes of the game. But yeah, we just see Ali, tactical suicide of hitting the skybox to come up on those quickies. He's going to try and maybe get some aggression. Yeah, he's taking down the stickies on the point in just a second. Stop laughing. We do see them maybe going to be trying to take push in the top left, but Hildreth taking down the scouts of Arctic Fox is clean stuff.
Oh, Hildreth with a double sticky trap there, takes down the 2 scouts, but this is going to end. This is gonna give 2 picks on the side, but Mirosh is actually on the Pyro now, so familiar play on the side of Arctic Foxes. And actually Mr. Epic up on the heavy, so full stronghold. They do not want to get caught with their pants down. They do not want to let this go to a golden cap. A minute left. This is all to play for the side of Arctic Foxes.
Yeah, Lowpander have not been terribly great in the golden cap so far. I don't think they've been able to come out on top on any of them so far. And yeah, this is them holding for their life. Only a minute to go, but yeah, we do see them trying to play the point here with that pyro play coming in, and they're doing such a great job. They've got so much cap time, and they're just blasting everyone off of the point, but unfortunately that scout does go down, and Marosh not quite able to finish it off. But yeah, the re-aggression coming from Arctic Fox is up on this top area.
Ali's it.
Yeah, they just...
Mirosh does fall, but Ali looking to play the point, but drops down far too early. Raptor getting a hero saw there. He does need 3 more to get any sort of use out of this, and with 22 seconds left, they're just keeping Raptor alive so he can't push. And with another saw going Vanny's way and DD falling, this is looking bad for Arctic Fox's one last attempt possibly, but Lowpander are going to face 7 in the upper bracket finals.
Yeah, that was so close there. Only 5 seconds left to go. Ali sacking for the point, but the Uber does come off, and that is it. 3-2 for Lowpander. Just, oh, that was so close that entire game. Just right at the end there, they were just sacking for the point, and that millimeters of cap time to go, and they just weren't quite able to do it. That Marosh Pyro just putting in such massive work, but not in the end, not able to do it. So yeah, it just shows you that little bit of extra cap time that was added to Badlands has just made such a big difference. Like, did that play maybe 2 or 3 years ago, then it would have been fine. But unfortunately, not in this day and age. Not in season 27.
Definitely, Lowpander securing their place in the upper bracket final there. They are going to face 7, and Arctic Foxes going down to the lower bracket after a hard-fought series, going to 3 maps, going down to face Lego in the lower bracket final. But, wow, Arctic Foxes definitely putting up a fight, and wow, definitely one of the best games we've seen all season.
Yeah, I guess what we can do now is maybe have a quick look at the logs. I'm not sure, where are they? There we go. Yeah, we do see Mr. Ubers, not really his name, but he is just doing absolute crazy work as always, just putting in the damage for his team. You just see him every game. He's just head and shoulders above everyone. I mean, using those banners incredibly, just making sure he can walk through chokes for free a lot of the time. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it was to their detriment where they would get so much room, Vanny would feel so safe, and then Marosh comes up behind and kills him. But yeah, it was just a bit unfortunate there, and Mr. Epic and Fun's just coming up a lot bigger than last game, or first game even, where Mr. Epic not doing too well. He's just warmed himself up and now going from negative to insanely positive KDs, both getting 21 kills. And yeah, that's what you want to see from your scouts, just cleaning up house when it's necessary and just keeping your team in the game.
Definitely, I mean, look at the showing from Mr. Epic and Funds, especially Mr. Epic. I mean, 21-8, that's a gorgeous stat right there, not dying and just getting so many frags for his team there. Mookie not looking so good, but he was the playmaker for his team and generally off-classing quite a lot, so don't expect too much fragging power from him, but overall fairly low damage, overall fairly slow game as well. But Ubers, as you said, pounding over 10,000 damage once again. Ubers is my MVP for this series.
Yeah, definitely. Just every game that he comes along to, he just seems to put up such big numbers and just putting in a lot of work. And you see it in game as well. He just takes the brunt of the Uber and just does so much damage and puts a lot of pressure on the enemy team, where it's just so hard for anyone to really come back from what he's doing. And when you see a Pocket being that effective, I mean, he went 18 for 10. I mean, when you're the one in the front lines a lot, you expect to die, but he's doing such a great job of just staying alive and making sure he can get those kills when necessary, and that's what you really want to be seeing.
Definitely, and Lowpander must be feeling very happy about that. I mean, they knew it was going to be close, especially against last season's second place winners, and you know, Ali and Shocky are definitely a force to be reckoned with, and those are two players that you don't really want to be facing when you play Arctic Foxes, but they did secure the victory and overall had more control, I think, and Lowpander just proving themselves once again as a dominant team in this season and seasons to come.
Definitely, yeah. I think they're going to have to come up big. I think they did a good showing in Week 7 game against 7, but I think this is where it's all down. I mean, coming into the playoff game, if they can secure that top seed, then that's going to be really good for them going into the final stages of the game. But it does look like we've got a few people coming in for interviews, and if we want to drag them in, we can have a little chat to the players, and here they are now. So first off, I guess we'll say commiserations to Arctic Foxes. Raptor, how are you feeling after that game? It was a very close fought, so hopefully you've got something to say about it.
Exhausted. It was a tough game, and I think we could have won it, but we made a lot of easy mistakes.
Yeah, it was definitely very, very close. Do you think maybe having 2 mercs, or a sub, I guess, of Ali and Shocky coming in there instead of your regular lineup, do you think that maybe had a little bit of an effect on it, or do you think anything would have been different?
Yeah, because we're obviously not practicing a lot, as it's known, and having the proper roster, which you play 2 seasons with, is obviously very important. If you're not getting used to other players, because we're just used to how Adam plays and how Tiger plays. If we don't scrim, we obviously don't get used to how Ellie plays and how Shocky plays. But yeah, I think it would have been better with Tiger and Adam.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess you did play with Shocky in the past, so maybe it isn't too unfamiliar for you and kind of maybe get into the groove a little bit of it. But yeah, definitely Ali and Adam have a bit of a different playstyle, and maybe Ali's sort of been known to call a lot more, so maybe he took a bit of the attention away from Feelings calls. Do you think that maybe had any effect on it at all?
No, I don't think that was the problem. Ellie was like, he was doing the role he was told to do. I think it was just, you know, Tiger is obviously a beast on Scout, and having him on Pocket Scout is, like, in my opinion, still an upgrade to Shocky, even though Shocky is, like, still sick, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's big words, I guess.
It's Shocky is very used to a different Pocket style from, like, the old time when he played, like, on a top level with Epsilon. Well, Tiger is just sitting close to me and takes a lot of heals and cleans up.
Fair enough. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Hildreth, Mookie, congratulations on your game. So, I guess how do you think that went for you? Are you happy with the result? Do you think it could have been a bit more?
Score could have gone easier. Like I was kind of expecting a 5-0, 5-0, but this will do it as well.
Well, I guess if you were expecting a 5-0, 5-0, do you think you're happy that, I guess, in your opinion, then it was a bit better of a game warming up for 7?
I can just blame it on the fact that we were playing with a completely different medic than what we usually do. We only had like 2 scrims to get used to Vanny, and obviously he's also very used to playing this Epsilon style of popping when your pocket takes 50 damage.
See what he's doing.
Yeah, there was a few moments where Uber's had his banner off, and then the Uber also came out where it was a bit questionable. Like maybe could have gone different. But yeah, I mean, do you think Crayon would have allowed you to bring that to a 5-0, 5-0 in the end if you had it instead?
It probably would have, like, honestly, just been even worse. Like, the reason we caught him was because he was dying to, like, Samsky solo bombs on scrims. We were starting to lose scrims against Unexpected, and what was that other team? Top 5, when he's just dying to solo bombs. So we had to make a difference.
Okay. Well, I guess if that's your opinion, Hildreth, do you think this is do you think that's any justice to that?
I'm a little bit more modest than Mookie. I don't know. What's the question?
Do you think you cut Crayon because he dropped to single bomb? Is there any justification behind that?
There's no excuse for dropping Uber in TF2.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we're on the verge of cutting Vanny after the Uber drops today, but we don't have another medic.
We didn't cut Crayon.
Yeah,
he just has ear problems, so can't play.
So, would you guys, Raptor and Mookie, would you like to respectively shout out your I61 fundraisers? Mookie, if you want to start.
Oh, sure. Well, our reason very much.
Team starts.
You know. We don't really have a fundraiser page. I'm like thinking of making one in TFTV, but I'm extremely lazy and unimaginative, and we're not offering any perks anyway. If you want to see us at LAN, basically you can go over to twitch.tv/AIMUUQ and donate through PayPal there. That's our way of raising money. We're already like over halfway done, so not a big deal, TBH.
And Raptor?
Yeah, obviously, shout out to Swift. Shout out to Ali for murking, my Swift teammate. If you want to check out the fundraiser, it's sticky on teamfortress.tv. We got a lot of perks for you donating, like weapon signing, mentoring. You can have a very intimate sauna with us if you donate enough.
Yeah.
Obviously, we also have merch, t-shirts, hoodies, mugs. So yeah, if you're interested in that and like the Swift logo, which personally I really like it. It doesn't look nerdy. Like you could wear it actually in public, not like other merch in TF2
Whoa!
Shots fired. I mean, unnecessary, but okay. Well, I don't know. Either way, do you think? I don't know what else to ask. Dolly, do you have any questions?
I'd
just like to say, yeah, I'll just go for it.
I said you could ask us about how the maps went, one by one. Do you want to drag this out, or if you want to go
5 minutes by 5 minutes as well?
All right.
Okay, so let's go over oh Jesus, I forgot the first map. It's not Reckoner, is it? It's
Gully.
Gully, yeah.
It's okay. I would forget it too if I was watching the game.
The game was so long and boring that we completely forgot what the first map was. But yeah, if you have any thoughts, you can just let us know.
You know things are bad when I top damage.
Wait, you top damaged?
Yeah, on our team.
I understand. I don't know. I can't even because it was such a mental drag. I can't even remember too much about Gully. All I remember is we got ahead in the game, and that's about it, really.
I just remember getting mad at Marsh for dropping down to main, and then Mookie jumped through main and killed me.
Oh, the first point cap, where we just capped it without a Uber use or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess if you want to go for highlights, I guess, what do you think of Ali hitting the skybox and then dying when you were trying to arrow build? It was kind of a bit of a weird play.
Oh, is that what happened on Badlands?
Yeah, he just launched himself into the skybox and instantly died.
We literally thought he killbinded to change the cookies.
I mean, he did end up going to quickies in the end, but yeah, I think it was...
to be fair, he almost...
That was so cringe.
He almost instantly won.
We double arrow builded, so we have a slight advantage over Vani, but at the end Ellie just killed himself and we couldn't push on our advantage anymore.
Yeah, it was nearly such a good play, and then unfortunately that kind of went down and ruined it a little bit for you, but either way, I mean, his intentions were there. He was trying his best.
One thing I have to say, don't go over and look at the VOD of that bit, because I found it way too funny.
No, I need to know.
No, because... Never mind.
I'm
sure you'll see it. I don't really need to tell you.
I get slammed by Ali every time I play, so I need to see him be bad for once.
Fair enough.
I need this.
Alright, well, on that, I guess it's nearly midnight for most European people, so I guess we'll maybe wrap it up. So, Hildreth, I'll start with you. Do you have any shout-outs for the stream?
Yeah, I have a very big, important shout-out to one man in particular, called Gorston, who is our long-time sub, and he's played 1 minute of TF2 with us and still has the record for the most frags in 1 minute with our team of 3. So shout out to Gorston for watching his first ever TF2 match. I think I kicked him for the team to put my girlfriend on there, but it's fine. And shout out to you guys.
Excellent. Always.
Good game. Good game, AF. You're a really good team. You'll probably do a lot better than
Swift.
No, we're trash. Nah, I think it would have been different if we would have actually practiced.
Well, Mookie, got any shoutouts?
Well, shoutouts to all of my...
There's always time, but I guess moving on. Raptor, anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out to...
Oh no!
Oh,
okay. I'll do my shout out again. Yeah, lots of people. Okay, do you understand my fan base? Like
all Highlander players.
I really forgot what I said. Something about not hating me. Please don't hate me, 7 fanboys. I love you. I don't love 7 though.
Yeah, shout out to DD5F's I61 fundraiser. If you want to donate to him, go on to twitch.tv/DD5F. If you want to see the man himself at LAN. Obviously, shout out to Shocky, Psychus, my team, Swift, and obviously you guys for casting this game.
Fabulous. Right. I guess I'll do my shoutouts, then we'll pass it on to Dolly to close it off. Shoutouts to the teams for playing, shout out to Dolly for casting with me, and shout out to Gemm for producing and all that kind of stuff, and then shout out to my team. And that'll do me.
Yes, big thanks to Gemm for sitting through this this very long match of best of 3 fixture. Big shout out to him for keeping us alive the entire season and helping with the production. Big clapper in the chat for him. And I didn't really have any shout outs, but thank you for watching the upper bracket round 1 fixture between Lowpander and Arctic Foxes. We shall see you for more playoff action in the future.